Welcome to Fantasy Audiobook, Fairy Tale, Opening Double Kamui. Chapter 41. Mirajan and Alfman sat on the sofa in silence. The house that used to be full of laughter was now only silent. Qian Guang was very angry seeing Alfman's cowardly appearance, and Lizanna told herself not to blame you in the end, so you will continue to escape here. Alfman, come to the study. Qian Guang spoke abruptly, and both Mira and Alfman looked up at Qian Guang. Qian Guang, don't. Mira looked at Qian Guang with tears in her eyes. She thought Qian Guang was blaming Alfman, and she didn't want them to be separated. Qian Guang patted her head. It's okay, I'm just talking to him. First look at Benben, he's always been depressed, like he's sick. Mirajan didn't insist anymore. She just lost her position in a hurry. Qian Guang saw how he treated Alfman, although he said he disliked him, but he treated him as a younger brother just like himself. How could he blame him? Walk. Alfman silently followed Qian Guang upstairs, like a machine. The door of the study was slowly closed. Qian Guang turned around and looked carefully at Alfman in front of him. Tired face, stooped body, eyes without any brilliance. Boom. Qian Guang pressed his head against the wall with a ferocious expression. Alfman. Look at you now. That's what you said about being a man. Which man is like you? You can still use magic now. You are still a wizard. Lizanna was still worried about you at the end. What about you? You're so decadent here, like a log. Qian Guang treated Mira and Alfman completely differently, and Mira was also very sad, but she didn't act like a machine like this. He saw Alfman's performance in the past few days, and he has been living in self-blame, not angry at all. Every word of Qian Guang hit Alfman's scar hard. Alfman said with tears and trembling. Brother Qian Guang, I killed Lizanna. Qian Guang lifted him up. It was the Beast King who killed Lizanna. You don't want revenge. That guy's soul is in your body, let me control him. Alfman stared blankly at Qian Guang. In the past 2 days, no one told him that he was the one who was wrong. The president also came to persuade him, but he couldn't listen. Qian Guang looked at Alfman with a bit of distress. He had long regarded himself as a member of this world, this guild, and this family. He doesn't know whether he will bring changes to the world, he just wants to do his best to protect them. You did a great job, Alfman, you protected Mira and the residents, but the demon is too strong, so strong that you lose yourself. Next time, don't lose again, you are the strongest man. Alfman looked at Qian Guang a little choked up. Qian Guang patted his head, took out some food and went out. Ah, when going out, Qian Guang heard Alfman's heart-piercing cry. Come on, Alfman. ... Downstairs. Alfman all right. It's okay, just vent a bit, he's too depressed. That's it. Mira no longer had the smile she used to have, and her ponytail that remained the same as before also fell apart. Benben has already fallen asleep next to him, but judging from the fluctuations in the magic power that he emits, he will have a different sleep this time. Hey, Qian Guang, I don't think I can use magic anymore. Qian Guang was taken aback. Although he had guessed it, he had a small chance to think that because of him, Myra's ending might be different. So, what exactly did I change? Qian Guang doubted himself a little, he was really just a spectator. But when he saw Myra's tearful eyes and miserable smile, the uneasiness in his heart disappeared, and all that was left was his heartache. Goddess, whether it's a spectator or a change, please don't make her sad. Qian Guang hugged her gently. It's okay, I'm here, I'll take care of it, I'll be with you. Ah Qian Guang, what should I do? Mira couldn't hold back anymore. She felt as if she had fallen into an abyss, and seeing Qian Guang seemed like the only support for a drowning person. This little witch in the guild was the first time a well-known devil in the outside world felt so helpless. Even if she was squeezed out by the villagers at that time, she still stubbornly worked hard to live. Okay, don't cry, you're telling Lizanna a joke. Come on, come with me. Qian Guang took Mirajan out of the house. He pointed to the brightest star in the sky. Look, Lizanna is watching us, why don't you let her cry while watching her omnipotent sister? Mirajan stared blankly at the shining star, it was so bright, just like Lizanna. Lizanna. Mila stretched her hands as if she wanted to hug her. An illusory Lizanna flew down from the sky and came to Mira. Mira stared blankly at the figure in front of her. Lizanna, Lizanna. She tried to grab Lizana, but her hand went straight through. Mira did not give up, and kept trying to hold Lizana in her arms, but it was all illusory. The illusory Lizana just looked at Mira dangerously, and stretched out her hand to help Mira wipe away her tears. She kept saying something, but her voice couldn't reach Mira. Mira wanted to hold the hand on her face, but she was afraid of going through it again, and just gently stroked her face like listeners. Hey, Lizana, I'm sorry, I'm really an incompetent sister, I didn't protect you well. You have to take care of yourself, don't be as naughty as before, your Qianguang big brother won't wipe your ass anymore. I will take good care of Alfman, and I believe he can come out, he is a real man. Mira understood something, didn't force her, and told her little by little about the trivial things of life, just like in the past, but she knew that this was the final farewell to Lizana. Qianguang stood not far away, watching Mira constantly expressing her feelings. The magic circle in his backhand lit up, a very rare magic, illusion magic. Gradually, Mila's voice became smaller and smaller, she just looked at Lizana quietly. Lizana gradually ascended into the sky, and the smiling face of the past waved goodbye to Mira, heading for the brightest star. Goodbye, Lizana, take care of yourself, Mirajan yelled, the previous gloom was gone, she couldn't let the kid worry. Qianguang also returned to Myra's side. I'm sorry, I've said so much that you can't say anything. You know me, I can't say goodbye. A smile appeared on Myra's face, I don't believe it. The next day, Qianguang and Mira found the president and said something, but Natsu and the others didn't hear what was said. But, since then, there has been a beautiful and gentle signature girl at the bar of the guild, with long and smooth white hair, with bangs combed on top of her head, and usually wearing a dress. Next to the bar was a potion warehouse. A decadent young man was always smoking a pipe filled with unknown herbs. The only thing that was certain was that it wasn't tobacco. I usually brew some medicinal wine, go fishing, make potions, get angry, see a doctor, and tease our Kanban girl. The key is that the Kanban girl is still very happy. The two of them went home together at night. What, Alfman, it should be philosophy in the boys' dormitory. Ha, why didn't the fish take the bait? A lazy man in a black open-chested hanfu is lying on the grass and fishing leisurely. Next to it was a turtle that kept staring at the water. For Qianguang, fishing is his hobby, but for Benben, it's his dinner. What's more, Qianguang only found out after fishing that this turtle turned out to be a landlubber. A turtle can't swim. Benben said at the time that it was rare and strange, if he could swim, he might not be caught by him. But it's nice not to have that nasty cat come to grab fish with me today. Sudden, lightning flashed on the surface of the lake, and the fish that had gathered around the hooks turned their bellies instantly. Qianguang opened his eyes. Laxus, you sent my fish away. With a wave of his right hand, the electrocuted fish flew to Benben's mouth. He looked at the fish in his mouth with a bit of distaste. Would he get electrocuted if he ate it, or roast it later? Hey, I've already eaten a lot of fish in this time fishing. A rebellious golden hedgehog appeared in front of Qianguang. Recently, Laxus returned to the guild less and less time, and each time he received a task and left in a hurry. Listena's departure seemed to strengthen his belief. Didn't go to pick up the mission this time. Qianguang sat up, stretched his hand to the side, took out a bottle of wine and threw it to his old friend. Laxus took the wine and sat down opposite Qianguang. You haven't been on a mission for a long time, and I haven't seen you exercise for a long time. Ah, you know me. I don't like running around very much. I like salted fish. I just need to find some herbs once in a while. And who said that I haven't exercised for a long time? I exercised secretly after you left, just to kill you. Laxus quietly watched Qianguang wrangling here, and now the two are almost the same height, not the little doubting before. Laxus took a sip of his drink and explained why he came here. Qianguang, the old man is already old, and he is too kind. Just look at the current state of the guild. Even trash can come in. Qianguang put away his playful face, his eyes were blocked by bangs, so it was impossible to see his expression. Laxus, the guild is very good, everyone is very happy, that is our partner. Laxus looked at Qianguang calmly. If he said who was the strongest person in the guild after Guildarts, he only recognized Qian Guang as his opponent. Urza, Mirajan and Mistogan are not far behind. I want to be the president of Fairy Tail. Laxus stated his ambition very calmly. Well, you have strength and status, and you are qualified to be the president of Fairy Tail. However, I don't support it. Why, Laxus, what do you want to do as president? I want to make Fairy Tail the strongest guild in the world. Fairy Tail is already the #1 magic guild in the kingdom. Qian Guang stared fixedly at Laxus, and his Sharingan turned unconsciously. Oh, it's been a long time since I saw your eyes. Qian Guang, don't you think those are not worthy of being in the kingdom's #1 guild? Shouldn't it be full of strong people? The magic around Qian Guang started to riot, and he stared at Laxus. Laxus. I repeat, they are our partners. You still want to experience the feeling of your partner leaving. Boom. Qian Guang's face was gloomy, the smoke cleared, and his fist was caught by Laxus. Huh, what exactly do you want to say? Qian Guang calmed down. He understood Laxus, he was too extreme, he also cared about everyone in his heart, but was afraid that they would be like Lizanna. In the final analysis, he is just a child of Tsunere who can't grow up, trying to cover up his tenderness with rebelliousness. Qian Guang, change Fairy Tail with me. Laxus and Qian Guang were at odds with each other from the first sight, but Laxus had to admit that the only one he could talk to was Qian Guang. Laxus, if everyone in the guild is dismissed by you, are you sure it will still be Fairy Tail, and everyone will really be the same as before? Laxus was silent as if he had been touched, but finally retorted, there will always be new people joining, and that's better than sending them to death. Qian Guang took a sip of wine. He is a stubborn bull, so why do you make choices for others? Since you become a mage, you have such determination, don't you? Laxus, you hope that when you are weak, others will let you quit in order to keep you alive. Laxus didn't expect to be asked this question back. His eyes were confused for a moment. He finished the bottle of wine directly and regained his firmness. Hey, at least I'm strong now. If this makes them not a mage, then let them blame me. My guild doesn't need weak people. Qian Guang shook his head. If he can't be persuaded, then he will stop you. Then go ahead, Laxus, there are many competitors in front of you, and you are not the strongest. Laxus also laughed, and the magic power poured out of his body. He wanted to fight Qian Guang today no matter what, he was the strongest. Want to fight? Then you go to Guildarts, he is stronger than you anyway. Although Qian Guang said so, the magic power on his body started to riot again, instantly suppressing Laxus. Hehe, yes, after you fall. Qian Guang and Laxus never need a reason to fight, just don't see eye to eye. Swish. The thunder and lightning passed through Qian Guang's body without accident, and Qian Guang had already begun to use divine power. What, have you figured out how to restrain yourself? Laxus hasn't won since the opening of Qian Guang's kaleidoscope, and those who don't understand the power of the gods can't crack it at all. Ah, after all I've tried so many times. Laxus entwined the lightning in his hand, leaving behind a lightning ball while passing through Qian Guang's body. Qian Guang didn't exit the divine power state immediately, but moved his body slowly, getting out of the range of the lightning ball. Amazing, you discovered all of this. Let me see how long your eyes last. Speaking of manipulating the lightning ball just now and rushing over with his own body, he used two things at once. Laxus attacked Qian Guang with the least energy consumption method, but the lightning ball was always ready to go at Qian Guang's position. Feeling the terrifying magic power exuding from that lightning ball, Qian Guang didn't want to get hit. Shinwei. The power of the left eye was activated, and he wanted to absorb the lightning ball into the different space. But it arrived just after absorbing Laxus' fist. Boom. This is the first time Laxus has hit Qian Guang after such a long time. It's a pity that Laxus didn't use too much strength because of his haste. Hey, it's been too long since you hit me, your fist has become painless. It's okay, just hit it. Laxus laughed wildly, mainly because he was too aggrieved before, and finally hit. Qian Guang moved his hands and feet, and rushed over quickly, only relying on his body to have an afterimage. Laxus, how about a fist fight? Qian Guang voluntarily gave up his divine power. He hasn't fought melee for a long time. The divine power is cool, but he lacks a little passion. Laxus was punched in the face by Qian Guang just now. He wiped the corner of his mouth. His fists were full of lightning. You said that. He wouldn't fight this monster without magic power. This kid's physique is too weird. Qian Guang looked at the pair of fists covered with lightning, and he also put on a punching posture. The magic power covered the surface of his body, and he hooked his fingers provocatively. The violent thunder came in front of him in an instant, and Laxus' speed was so fast that ordinary people couldn't see it with the naked eye, only a golden line could be seen. But for Qian Guang, who has Sharingan, it was too slow. Both of them had no defense. You punched each other in the face. I don't fight because I win or lose, I just enjoy fighting. Ben was watching a play not far away while biting the fish that he had been paralyzed by electricity. Although he only saw 2 balls of light, he still watched with relish, 1 mouthful of fish and 1 mouthful of wine. Qian Guang kept teleporting and adjusting his position to find his weak point, but Laxus' reaction was not slow, and he was able to resist it every time. Qian Guang feels that Laxus is really much stronger, but why does it feel like it's all against me? The two had punched each other countless times, and Laxus' face was swollen. Facts have proved that for Qian Guang, a badass, whether he uses Shenwei or not, he is quite disgusting. He was already very resistant. Laxus punched him and gave him milk, punched him and milked him. He was like a late-stage paladin. Laxus looked at Qian Guang's gritted teeth, who was intact except for his clothes, and felt that he had been calculated. Thunder Dragon Fengtian Halberd. Qian Guang dodged the heavenly halberd directly. Hey, you're cheating. It's a fist-to-fist duel. What are you doing with a Fang Tianji? No road race, this is the battle to decide who is the strongest. Qian Guang looked at him with a black face. This is Laxus. Is this the one-minded Laxus? That's okay, it's easier to use your head after hanging out with me for a long time. Since you said so, Kamui. The space vortex instantly appeared at the location of Laxus, and now he is very proficient in controlling the divine power, and the complete immortal body minimizes his side effects on Sharingan. Laxus narrowed his eyes, turned into a thunderbolt and retreated crazily. A hole appeared in the clothes on his body, and a spiral wound appeared on his chest. Cheer! Laxus tore off the clothes on his body to reveal his muscular upper body, and his muscles were still expanding. There were 3 huge lightning balls floating beside him. When Laxus fought Qian Guang before, he had a headache about his bug-level ability, and only knew that it was activated by his eyes. Every time he delays as long as possible until his magic power is not enough to maintain his eyes. As far as he knows, this eye consumes a lot of magic power. It's a pity that he fell down before his magic power was exhausted every time. After thinking about it and summing up that he can't activate the divine power when he is doing it, Laxus thought of this lightning ball. The huge magic power can make Qian Guang eat a pot, and more importantly, it has a paralyzing effect. It only takes a moment for him to hit it. Just hit him. Qian Guang felt a headache looking at this lightning ball. His divine power is all about being a surprise, protracted battle that stretches his hips. Brother Ren Tuzi has never fought a protracted battle. Using ice modeling magic to make a long knife, he was going to bleed the yellow hair, and he was very angry every day. Boom! Laxus and the lightning ball rushed out at the same time, and the huge impact caused a large crater to appear in the ground instantly. Qian Guang kept dodging through teleportation, and the long knife and Fang Tianji kept colliding. In order to cause damage to Laxus, Qian Guang forced a lightning ball, which was really uncomfortable. This feeling of being numb and unable to move is really not very fascinating. Boom! Dark clouds gathered in the sky again, and it felt like Laxus' skills were getting weirder and weirder. Thunderstorm. Lion power. The berserk thunder bombarded Qian Guang continuously, but it was useless. He missed, but the ground of the back mountain was constantly destroyed. A gigantic lion head appears, roaring and rushing towards Laxus. Ah! So no matter how many times this person can't change his use of lightning as a shield. Qian Guang teleported directly into Lei Guang, punching him in the face. The corner of Laxus' mouth rose, and at the same time, he controlled the thunderbolt to attack Qian Guang. Puff! Laxus was blown away, but Qian Guang didn't feel well either. His throat was sweet, and he spat out a mouthful of blood. Before he had time, he wanted to go directly into the divine power state to avoid other lightning damage. After losing its target, the violent and disorderly lightning began to wreak havoc on the surrounding trees and the ground. Ben, who was originally leisurely, shrunk directly into the shell and pretended to be a stone. The huge movement in the back mountain also successfully attracted the attention of everyone in the guild. Mirajan tilted her head in bewilderment. Didn't Qian Guang say to go fishing and eat fire-baked fish at night? Isn't it such a big deal to catch a fish? The president felt something was wrong. When he walked out of the guild and saw the huge dark cloud on the back mountain, he narrowed his eyes and hurried towards the back mountain. Back mountain. There is no intact place where Qian Guang and Laxus fought. The two of them are still fighting, but no matter how you look at it now, Laxus is at a disadvantage. There is a huge black hole beside them, and Laxus still needs to use magic to resist the suction of the black hole. Laxus, Qian Guang. The president's huge palm struck and grabbed the two of them. The two of them didn't resist, and Qian Guang took the initiative to remove the black hole. Laxus panted heavily. His body was covered with dense wounds, but they were only skin traumas. The most important thing was that his magic power was not enough. He not only needs to use the lightning ball to decipher Qian Guang's divine power, but also to resist the black hole. Originally, his magic power is not as good as Qian Guang's, which consumes more. Qian Guang also closed Sharingan. The kaleidoscope still has side effects on the body, so it can't be opened for too long, and the magic power consumed is really huge, so he doesn't have much magic power left. It seems that there is a potion that needs to speed up the mana recovery. When the time comes to fight, milk yourself while giving yourself back mana, and directly brush the dungeon. What happened? The president looked at the two of them. Both of them looked like gray now, with no clothes on. Qian Guang took out a piece of clothing from the different space, and took out a bottle of blood recovery potion and threw it to Laxus. Fighting is just a friendly exchange. Laxus did not refuse, took the potion, and left a sentence. That's it this time, but I still have some means to use. The decision will not change. I will come again next time, maybe it will be a fight gone. He turned around and left with the coat he had thrown down at the beginning, without paying any attention to his grandfather's constantly gloomy expression. Forget it. The president stared at Laxus back for a long time, but he didn't pull him over after all. I don't know when this kid changed, and only Qian Guang was a little closer to him. Well, don't worry about the old man, he will understand. I'll go to bed first. Using the kaleidoscope for a long time exhausted Qian Guang's eyes and spirit, so he had to take a rest. Back to guild. Mirajan looked at Qian Guang, who was safe and sound and didn't ask anything, but gently helped him straighten his undressed collar. When Qian Guang passed Alfman, he suddenly remembered something. He looked at the huge Alfman, and gave him 2 bottles of potions. Come on, Alfman, these are pain-free potions and super blood recovery potions. When you turn on Beastmaster mode, drink them together and crush others directly. Quote. With Qian Guang's help, Alfman has stepped out of the shadows and can easily manipulate the Beastmaster. His 2 bottles of medicine. The painless medicine is equivalent to anesthesia. No matter what kind of wound, he will not feel pain, and the super blood recovery medicine is 3 times as effective as the blood recovery medicine. At that time, not only will you not feel pain, but you will not need to be injured. Alfman was moved. Thank you, Brother Qian Guang. All right, I don't want to be moved by a big man. Drink it now and try to see the effect, and don't need to enter the state of Beast King. Oh well. Alfman trusted Qian Guang very much, and everyone else was watching, looking at Alfman with pity. Because none of them had heard of the name of the pain-free medicine, it was a new medicine, and based on past experience, a new medicine could not succeed the first time, and it would definitely have side effects. This is the lesson of blood. Especially Natsu and Gray. For a while, they had to make a detour when they saw liquids of inexplicable colors. Alfman directly got bored after 2 bottles, but he didn't feel any changes in his body. Boom! Qian Guang hit him with his fist, but he didn't use too much force, otherwise the wall would be broken, and the president, who was in a bad mood, would probably scold him again. Quote exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. There is really no pain. Alfman's eyes lit up, and he felt that he would be invincible if he just drank 2 bottles of medicine before fighting in the future. What's the taste? It stinks. What's the matter? When everyone was still wondering how the potion was successful in one go, they suddenly smelled a foul smell. Hey, who did you pull your pants down? What Resident Evil? Qian Guang also covered his nose, the smell was too strong. Urza, who was originally behind Alfman, suddenly noticed that there was a yellow spot on Alfman's pants, which was laughing wildly, and it was still expanding. His face turned pale immediately, and he vomited crazily while holding a bucket. Everyone followed Urza's gaze, their pupils dilated, and they covered their mouths with unstoppable fear. Qian Guang teleported and ran away, and he took the confused Mirajan with him when he left. He was really afraid that Mirajan would kill him if he found out. Alfman, who was laughing wildly, seemed to know something. His face was pale, but he didn't feel it, and he didn't dare to be sure. He walked towards Natsu, but he took one step and Natsu stepped back 10 steps, and finally even broke the guild's wall and escaped. Alfman stretched out his hand blankly. At this moment, he knew that some people were alive, but they were actually dead. Harjan, a young man in black hanfu, got off the train. His deep eyes and smooth black hair made the girls in the same carriage unable to look away. There are even bold and enthusiastic girls who invite him to their homes. Phew, it's terrible, it embarrasses me as a society. Qian Guang touched his bangs with a bit of a headache. This time he received a mission to cure the curse of a wealthy businessman. He thought that some time ago Natsu went to find the fire dragon, which meant that the plot had begun. But the memory is too long, I only remember that it was a port city, so I took this task to see if I could meet the beginning of the plot. As a result, I searched around and did not see Natsu, but instead met many enthusiastic young ladies. Qian Guang didn't like to take care of himself at first, and Mira usually supervised and dressed himself up. He felt that if it wasn't for Mira, he would have become the second Guildarts now. Don't look at the handsome guy in the Guildarts anime, the problem is how do you expect a drunk to take care of himself, and he also takes care of himself when he's dating a girl. When Mira heard that Qian Guang, who had lived in the house for nearly a year, was going to pick up the task, she took out what she had learned all her life to decorate Qian Guang, and changed all her clothes into N sets. In the end, I chose a custom-made hanfu jacket with gold-plated patterns, and my hair was carefully groomed. Hey, it looks like I won't be able to meet Natsu, but this mission won't be outrageous. To be honest, Qian Guang's mission completion rate can be said to be the lowest in the guild. The main reason is that he seldom goes on missions, and earns a lot from helping others see a doctor. And he feels like there is an inexplicable force preventing him from succeeding when he is on a mission. Either the target is missing, or the rescue target is belching, or something is found and eaten by animals. And it's not just that he does the task by himself, it's the same with him. It's very, very outrageous. The president has the idea of not letting him do the task and concentrate on changing the word of mouth for his guild. But this is the curse, it should be fine, right? What else can come out of this thing? Qian Guang came to a castle according to the instructions on the power of attorney. He is really a wicked rich man. A maid was waiting at the door, and when she saw Qian Guang, she came up to meet her. Hello, Your Excellency the fairy physician, the master is waiting inside. How did you know I was coming at this time? The maid seemed to have seen through Qian Guang's doubts. The master kept us waiting at the door after sending out the mission. Oh, what a wicked rich man, you use maids like that. I can't help. Sorry to bother you. Please follow me. Entering the castle is a splendid hall. The golden appearance makes it look particularly vulgar, but Qian Guang admits that he is envious, and he also wants to be vulgar. Ha 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 ha, Your Excellency Qian Guang, you are finally here. A particularly greasy voice sounded, and just by hearing the voice, one could tell it was a rich fat man. Facts proved that there was nothing wrong. A fat man in a small suit with a shiny face came down from upstairs with a glass of wine. He is the task entrusted this time, Mr. Vip. The moment Qian Guang saw him, he released his magic perception. He didn't care about being so polite. After all, the sooner you finish the work, the sooner you play, and it's less likely to be discovered. After searching around, Qian Guang frowned slightly, but it disappeared quickly, and he walked up to him with a smile. Mr. Vip, I've been waiting for you for a long time. There are indeed traces of a curse, but this curse is quite subtle. Mr. Waipu exchanged greetings with Qian Guang for a while and brought him to the restaurant, where a sumptuous banquet was ready. Qian Guang looked at the table full of food and wine, and he was not polite, so he ate while sitting down. Hey, His Excellency Qian Guang, there is a banquet tonight, do you want to go to it? Quite abnormally, Vip didn't think about solving the curse right away, but instead invited Qian Guang. Oh, Mr. Vip has a curse, let me remove the curse for you first. After Qian Guang finished speaking, he stretched out his hand as if to check. The smile on Mr. Vip's face stopped, and he slightly moved his body back. Ahahahaha, don't worry, this curse has been with me for so long, let him stay for a while. To be honest, although this curse of mine makes me suffer, it will also hurt people if they have evil thoughts towards me. There is a special banquet tonight, and I still need this curse. Qian Guang looked at Vip with great interest, and smiled a little playfully. He didn't believe in this curse, if so, it wouldn't be considered a curse at all. But he didn't expose it, pretending to be surprised and said, oh. There is such a magical curse, will it make others suffer from the curse? Haha, no, it's just a little pain, but my curse is at night, and the banquet is at sea, so I hope Mr. Qian Guang can go with me. Qian Guang pretended to hesitate. I will add another 50 to the reward. No problem, Mr. Vip, we doctors will do our best to meet the patient's request. Ha, then I'll ask the maid to arrange for Mr. Qian Guang to rest first. My maid likes you very much, Mr. Qian Guang. The maid next to her had a flushed face, and she twisted her body and walked to Qian Guang's side. Mr. Qian Guang, please. Ha, then we'll see you tonight. Qian Guang turned around and followed the charming maid, and Vip also turned around to do his own business, but when the two turned around, the enthusiasm in their eyes turned into a sneer. To the room. While Qian Guang was still looking at the sinful golden room, the maid began to undress. The speed was so fast that Qian Guang didn't even have time to react, only her underwear was left on her body. The maid looked at Qian Guang with winking eyes, her fingers slid on her swan-like neck, and slowly approached the huge white breasts on her chest. Evil. The opening and closing of the small mouth makes people want to pick it up. Hey, Mr. Qian Guang. Boom. As soon as the maid spoke, she fell face down. It's really scary. I just froze for a moment. I'm going to take off my clothes anyway. Qian Guang looked at the maid who didn't have much fabric on her body, wiped the cold sweat from her head, and threw her onto the bed with space magic. Really, this is too tempting for a young boy. However, Qian Guang resisted this temptation, but the other Qian Guang couldn't bear it anymore. Qian Guang teleported directly, and in the next second he appeared in Curry, the warehouse of the castle. Hey. Looking at the dazzling array of gold coins and collections, Qian Guang let out a smirk. He has already discovered that Vip has a problem, and he will not expose him. Let's see what he wants to do in the future. However, this time the mission is likely to fail again, so the only way to make up for the loss is from another direction. Qian Guang opened the four-dimensional pocket, and sighed while filling it. It would be nice to have a few more tasks like this. Sure enough, seeing a doctor and saving lives is just a hobby, and robbing the rich and helping the poor is the profession. Train station. Natsu climbed out, and he almost tried the train again for free. Natsu, Qian Guang gave you motion sickness medicine, why are you so dizzy? Happy looked at Natsu's nauseous look and was a little worried. Help. I don't know. Also, Happy, I'm hungry. Natsu, hold on. Hong Kong is a trading city, but most of them are daily necessities, and there are very few magic items. At this time, inside the only magic shop in Hong Kong, a woman with blonde hair and side ponytail was sitting at the bar, making a pose and seducing the boss. How much does this thing cost, this lovely uncle? 2 minutes later. Uncle Smelly, it's only $1,000 cheaper for me. My beauty is only 1,000 jacks. It's so infuriating. The woman instantly turned into a gorilla walking, and the people around did not dare to approach for fear of being bitten. Wow, I heard that a well-known wizard is here. I heard it's Lord Hualong. Lucy heard the conversation of the two girls next to her and looked at the crowd gathered in the square below. Master Fire Dragon. Lucy suddenly thought of something, clapped her hands and followed suit. On the other side, Natsu walked with difficulty. Asshole. That guy Qian Guang gave me a fake medicine. Qian Guang, who was far away in the vault, sneezed twice. Strange. Two people are thinking of me. Well, Natsu, but it worked before. That's fake medicine too. And I'm starving to death. Who made us have no money on us? I said happy, and the fire dragon refers to Igneal, right? Ah, because I can't think of anything but Igneal. Ah, Lord Fire Dragon. While Natsu and Happy were still chatting, they suddenly heard someone from the crowd in front calling Fire Dragon. One person and one cat looked at each other, the surprise that could not be hidden in their eyes, and ran over happily. In the center of the crowd, an obscene middle-aged man with purple hair was taking care of the girls. The girls around said how handsome he was. Lucy, who came over, has also turned into a hard eye. Lucy, who was constantly brainstorming, was almost at the purple man's side. Sudden, Igneal, a pink-haired figure and a cat barged in, and the love in Lucy's eyes burst instantly. Who are you? Natsu's joyful eyes disappeared instantly after seeing the purple-haired man. I am Fire Dragon. You should have heard my name. The middle-aged purple-haired man is still playing handsome, and the girls keep screaming with every move he makes. Natsu walked away disappointed. It's not Igneal. The girls looked at the neglected idol and pinned Natsu to the ground angrily. After waking up, Lucy watched the fire dragon put on a show with cold eyes, and she had already realized that she had just been enchanted. In the end, the purple-haired man ended the farce by saying that he had something to do and that he had a banquet on the luxury cruise ship at night, looking forward to the arrival of the girls. He had used a flashy spell to fly away. What's the matter with this guy? Natsu sat on the ground not knowing what had just happened. Yeah, what a nasty fellow. The blonde woman greeted Natsu with a smile. Thank you very much. Let me treat you to dinner. My name is Lucy, please give me your advice. Castle, study. The purple-haired man just now appeared here, and the one sitting opposite him was Vip. Mr. Vip, do you really want to take action against the goblin doctor? I'm afraid I will be retaliated by the entire fairy tale. Porla, why have you become so timid? You are a fairy tale even though you are a fire dragon's. It's different, Mr. Vip. Stop, I know it's very risky, but Porla, think about the formula of his potions, and the most precious mana regenerating potion. In the past 2 years, Qian Guang finally researched the blue returning potion, but there is no way to mass produce it, and the raw materials are relatively precious, and they are usually grown in Poliusica. Moreover, all of Qian Guang's potions will not be sold to the outside world. He didn't expect this thing to appear in the hands of the enemy, and the ingredients were mixed with other things, so the ingredients and proportions could not be deciphered. You have to know that by the time they react, we have completely changed our appearance and gone to other places to escape, and there is no need to traffic people anymore. Most of Vip's money comes from human trafficking. He doesn't have a strong business mind, so he can only take detours. Porla is his strong partner. What if that guy is very strong? I can't beat him. Don't worry, how strong can a doctor be? I've heard about his mission records. Many missions have failed, even the search for a pet pig has failed, and I will go this time. A black light flashed in Vip's eyes. If Qian Guang yells wrong here, have you ever seen a pet pig with a size of 10 meters? When that thing was found by myself, there was only one leg eaten. You asked me to give this leg to the owner, and then told him that I don't know what ate your pig. Porla wanted to say something else, but thought of the horrible figure behind the curse and didn't say it. I see. Boom boom boom. Knock on the door. Vip opened the window and gave Porla a look. Porla understood and flew out with magic. Enter. A maid with a flushed face came in. It was the one who was brought down by Qian Guang before and cast a spell. Lol, how are you doing? As the owner of the castle, he certainly knew that Lol had stayed in Qian Guang's room for a long time, and the little thing he had imposed on her was gone, which meant that they had already done that. Tisk tisk, this is the most popular man in the kingdom, he was taken down so quickly. He is just checking Qian Guang's status now. Master Qian Guang is really amazing. Lol's legs clamped unconsciously, his face was pink, and a tail suddenly appeared behind him. Vip's expression was normal. This maid was also his partner, a succubus, not strong in combat, but she was a master at inquiring about information. I'm asking what he's doing now. Lord Qianguang has already fallen asleep. Well, that's good. I don't have any situation, such as whether he came alone or not. Lal tilted her head to recall, but the more she remembered, the redder her face became, and finally gave Vip his answer when he was waiting impatiently. It was opened by one person. That's good, those potions are mine. Vip had a cruel smile on his face. Of course, Qianguang didn't touch the maid. He could tell at a glance that this guy was not human, but he didn't do anything directly either. He gave her a sleep magic, and let her have a dream. As for the scene of the dream, Qianguang raised his hands and said that he was just a guide, and the rest was all her own imagination. And he also found a small thing on Lal's body, a little black curse, and it can enter another person's body through the combination of two people. As for the function, I don't know, this thing is too weak. Qianguang erased it with a wave of his hand at the time, but Qianguang said that it was the first time to lift the curse of the demon, and he was really a sinful maid. After Qianguang was busy with his money-making business, when he returned to the room, Lal was hugging the pillow and laughing foolishly. He has black lines on his face. What kind of dream are you having? And shut up your saliva. Woke her up, gave her the illusion that she was just done, and told her to change rooms for herself. It can be said that the poor little succubus has no pants left. Night, luxury cruise ship. Young and beautiful girls in attractive and hot clothes surrounded Porla with glasses of wine. However, Porla was not interested in the prey he had already obtained, and returned to the room after a few words. In the room, a blonde girl in a red dress was sitting restlessly on a chair. Is your name Lucy? It's a nice name. Grateful. Lucy just wants to end it soon. She always has a sense of foreboding. Anyway, let's have a drink first. Porla snapped his fingers, the drink floated up, and he even made a gesture that he thought was cool. Gross. Single quote. Lucy is about to vomit, and has been adjusting her mentality. She is going to join Fairy Tale, so does Fairy Tale really let such a person join? Snapped. Lucy found something, broke the floating wine directly, and looked at him seriously. You are using the sleep magic, sleep, right now. Hee, you know a lot. You guys don't get me wrong. I want to join Fairy Tale, but I don't want to be your woman. Porla was not angry when she was refuted, but just laughed twice. You are really difficult. Hee, XN. The door curtain opened, and a group of wretched boys came out with the sleeping girl in their arms. Welcome to my boat, and be good to me until we arrive in Bosco. Porla just stopped pretending. What boss? Fairy Tale. Lucy was a little bit taken aback. He thought this person was not very good at first, but he didn't expect him to be a scumbag. Give up, you are already our commodity. Why is it like this? Lucy wanted to take out her own key to resist, but Porla found out that she was too big. The magic circle in Porla's hand lit up, and a purple flame rolled Lucy's key into his hand. Oh. The key to the door. It seems that you are a celestial spirit mage. It's a pity that only those who have signed the contract are useful, not me. After speaking, he threw the key into the sea. Lucy was a little panicked. Why is this? Could it be that this is a Fairy Tale mage, who abuses magic and deceives others? He is simply the worst mage. Well, whatever you say, I have something else to do, so let's go first. Porla was just about to leave, but he hadn't forgotten that there was still a goblin doctor to take care of himself. Boom. The instant he turned around, Natsu boarded the ship from the sky. The other side of the luxury cruise ship. In a luxurious room, Qianguang heard this huge sound. When Qianguang saw Porla and a bunch of girls when boarding the boat, he knew that he seemed to have just caught up with the beginning of the plot. Mr. Vip, it seems that there is a problem with your boat. Why haven't you seen the girls? Qianguang was sitting in front of the transparent glass, behind was the maid Lal rubbing his shoulders, and the boss Vip was standing aside. It seemed that Qianguang was more like the owner of the ship. Vip's current state is very bad. Not only is one arm broken, but his whole body is corroded by the curse, and there is almost no good flesh on his body. At this time, Lal was no longer as presumptuous as before. His face was pale and trembling, and he rubbed Qianguang's shoulders. Just when Porla captured the girls, Vip couldn't wait to take down Qianguang. So he decided to do it himself. and turned into a half-demon form with black body and horns, and Lal also turned into his own succubus form, licking his lips and trying to eat Qian Guang. However, after they finished transforming, they didn't see Qian Guang's terrified appearance that they wanted to see, but Qian Guang's interested and scrutinizing eyes. When they wanted to attack, they found that they couldn't move. Qian Guang also kindly expressed that he wanted to study Vip's half-demon arm and horns, so he broke them all. But it seems that he has been backlashed. Anyway, now he looks neither human nor ghost. In the end, the room became like this. In fact, Vip's curse is more like a gift from the devil than a curse. According to him, when he was a small businessman, he met a very beautiful girl and wanted to keep it for himself, but in the end he found out that she was a demon. But at that time, she did not kill Vip, but praised him. "Oh, what a dirty soul, I appreciate that you respect your inner choice, so I will reward you, but it depends on you if you can bear it, own." In the end, Vip withstood the test with his filthy soul, and although he could only use minimal curses, he managed to make him a great merchant and summon a succubus. "Mr. Qian Guang, I have a lot of money and I will give it all to you. Can you let me go?" Vip wants to struggle again. He knows that if his crime is caught, it is almost impossible to see the light of day again. The little succubus next to him rubbing his shoulders also trembled when he heard this sentence. "Master Qian Guang, although I am a demon, I have never harmed anyone. At most, I can absorb some man's energy, but I will recover for a while. Enough. See if you can let me go in the afternoon." The little succubus still didn't know the truth. Qian Guang patted her hand as comfort. "We're fine, it's just an illusion, little succubus." Lal's little face turned pale. "This is the case. But don't worry, I'm not the kind of person who doesn't understand things. I have a friend who runs a tavern in the city and needs a waiter. How about it?" Qian Guang handed Lal a note with the address on it, and he felt that Lal was not lying, and she really didn't have the hostility of other demons. Qian Guang gave her a space imprint. It's not good to let her run away. "Thank you, Master Qian Guang." Lal's face turned rosy when he heard these words, and the hands rubbing his shoulders worked harder, and the evil on his chest was almost stuck on it. "Mr. Vip, this is no longer a problem that I can't let go of you. Your crime is too great, and don't you feel it? Your curse." After hearing Qian Guang's words, Vip realized that the curse that had just corroded his skin had already begun to absorb his nutrition. He has now changed from a rich middle-aged man to a stick figure. As the nourishment was absorbed, the curse began to eat away at his bones. "Ah, Mr. Qian Guang, help me. Master Qian Guang, I will give you everything. Help me. Qian Guang." Quote. Qian Guang looked at Wei Pu, who was gradually being corroded into blood with cold eyes, and there was no wave in his heart. The end was already doomed from the moment he accepted the curse. Did he really think that the devil's gift was so easy to get? However, that cursed demon is very strong. Qian Guang patted the little maid's hand again. "Go, tell the boss that I introduced you, and the salary will be 50% off." Lal nodded quickly, and ran away without hearing what was behind him. Qian Guang took a sip of wine while looking at the scenery outside the window. Then it's time to deal with the matter of pretending to be a member of the guild to discredit the guild. Natsu played very handsomely, but he didn't last for 3 seconds before stopping. "No, I still want to vomit. It's really inferior. Lucy, what are you doing here?" Happy stretched out its wings on its back and flew in the air. Happy. Lucy was delighted to see the acquaintance. "I was lied to. He lied to me about joining Fairy Tale. Wait, why do you have wings?" The Porla people next to me were all stunned. "I'll talk about the details later, let's go." After saying happy, he wrapped his tail around Lucy's waist and flew away. "Hurry up, otherwise, they will be in trouble when they report to the council." Lucy was still worried about Natsu in the air. "Wait, where is Natsu? I can't carry 2 people. Don't try to escape. Look at my flame whip." Purple flames appeared from the magic circle, chasing Happy and Lucy, but they were all dodged by Happy's graceful movement. At this time, Natsu struggled to climb out of the boat. Lucy in the distance still wanted to go back to save Natsu and those girls, but when Happy's magic was over, 1 person and 1 cat fell directly into the sea. "You stupid cat." But it is precisely because of this that Lucy found his lost key. On board, Natsu, who was being beaten, suddenly felt light on his body, and the bodies of the younger brothers who beat him froze. Yo, Natsu, it's better not to pull like this. Qian Guang came out from the stairs, snapped his fingers and dispelled the magic of the girls. Porla looked at Qian Guang with a serious face. Fairy doctor, why are you here, Mr. Vip? Well, I don't know, maybe I went to talk to the devil. Asshole, you gave me fake medicine, Sigma_close corner bracket. Angle, vomit. Natsu wanted to get up and give him a punch, but unfortunately he couldn't get up enough. Don't blame me. Your own problem should be drug resistance. You have to go back and do experiments. By the way, why are you a fake fire dragon so arrogant in front of the real fire dragon? Porla stared at the pink-haired boy on the ground in horror. Fairy tale, there is no one like you. Natsu was covered in flames, and just about to throw a punch, a huge wave hit him. I have to run first. Looking at the huge waves, Qian Guang decisively left Natsu and ran away. He had already drawn a short-distance magic circle just now, and led the girls into the magic circle. Take me with you. See you at the port. Boom. ... Port. A magic circle lit up, and Qian Guang led the girls out. Are you Mr. Fairy's doctor? After the incident with Porla, the girls didn't dare to blindly confirm it anymore, but the goblin's doctor has his picture in every weekly magazine, so he shouldn't be mistaken. That's right, beautiful ladies, hurry home, and that guy with purple hair is not a fire dragon, don't trust others easily in the future. I still have some things to do. Qian Guang looked at the giant ship approaching the port. Okay, thank you, fairy physician. The girls also saw the waves, and left one after another without caring about anything else. Ah, why did you rush away with me? Lucy screamed frantically in the whirlpool. Crack, boom, huge waves beat on the beach, and the giant ship was also washed up. Qian Guang used magic power to stop the further attack of the giant wave and avoid excessive losses. Ahem, why are you rolling with me? TCH, I missed it and rolled up the boat. Aquarius looked impatient. By the way, don't call me these few days, I'm going on a date with my boyfriend, you. After speaking, he disappeared and went back. Why say it twice? And what does your last look mean? Lucy really wanted to go to Aquarius for a theory, but she flinched when she saw her eyes. There was no way, this was already a deep-rooted fear since she was a child. Hey, Lucy, I shouldn't have to apologize for the situation just now. Happy finally pulled his head out of the sand. You stupid cat, it's really hard to deal with. Ha 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 ha, Happy, you've gotten into trouble again. Qian Guang walked over at Brother Ming's pace, and the sea breeze lifted his hair hanging on both sides, revealing the delicate coat of arms. Qian Guang. Happy didn't expect to meet Qian Guang here, and gave him a face hug directly. Hey, stupid cat, you're wet. Lucy was very surprised when she saw one person and one cat fighting, that's the goblin's doctor. Both Qian Guang and Mira are the top names of the weekly magazine, but every time people who come to take pictures of Mira will be stared at by Qian Guang's death, resulting in the lack of photos of the signature girl. Of course, Qian Guang has a private collection and took it himself kind of. Question mark opening parenthesis single quote question mark single quote closing parenthesis. Person. If Lucy jumped on it by himself before, but because of Porla he had a skeptical attitude towards Fairy Tale, is this really a good guild? Hello, beautiful lady. Qian Guang gave Lucy a very handsome smile. He was really handsome, but in return Lucy retreated. His head was popping up and he would have slapped Porla first. Lucy was a little afraid that this Qian Guang would not be the reinforcement of that fire dragon, but seeing that Happy knew him, it probably wasn't. At this time, a figure with sakura-colored hair and a white scale scarf came out of the smoke with a serious expression. You said you were a fairy tale mage, didn't you? So what? Get rid of him. Natsu looked gloomy. Let me take a closer look at your face. After saying that, he took off his coat. Natsu. Lucy was very worried at the side. After all, Natsu was beaten badly on the boat before. Don't worry, Natsu is very strong, and the purple-haired one is not a fairy tale mage. It's called Porla. I forgot which guild it was from before. It's the nose of a titan, eh? Ah, yes, and Natsu is a real dragon. Qian Guang watched the battle ahead with a smile on his face. Lucy covered her mouth and blushed in disbelief. Natsu is a fire dragon. Quote exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. Natsu is eating fire. Lucy looked at Natsu in amazement, who was constantly eating the surrounding flames. Hi, are you really a flame mage? It's really unpalatable. But thanks for the hospitality. Fire dragons roar. A flame wiped out all the miscellaneous fish. Exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. Lucy opened her mouth wide. Is this really magic? This is completely different from the magic she knows. Qian Guang looked at the fighting real and fake fire dragons and explained with a chuckle. The dragon's stomach can dissolve the flames, and the dragon's claws can catch the flames. And Natsu's magic is exactly the ancient magic that can make people have the physique of a dragon, dragon-slaying magic. Dragon Slayer magic. I've never heard of it. It is magic created to destroy dragons, and magic is lost when dragons disappear. Fire Dragon's Iron Fist. While Lucy was chatting with Qian Guang, the battle on Natsu's side also came to an end. Natsu took Porla away with a little force. Boom. The human trafficker Porla passed out immediately. It's really weak, but it seems that I have to run away. Qian Guang said to Lucy facing the direction of the town. Tread tread tread. As if to cater to him, the neat steps sounded. Lucy looked towards the town, army. But before her surprise was over, she realized that she was led away by Natsu, and she also saw Qian Guang who was running ahead. Qian Guang didn't want his good reputation to be ruined by the council. He didn't deal with those old men. But he didn't use space magic directly. How could he not run together under the night sky to commemorate the beginning of the new journey? Hey, why do I want to run too? I didn't do anything. Lucy screamed in horror. She wanted to get out of the car. Don't you want to join our guild? Natsu looked back at her smiling. Lucy froze for a moment when he heard this, and then showed a big smile. Yeah. Qian Guang, who was running ahead, took out a camera. Crack. One of the famous scenes. Screenshot. Welcome to Fairy Tale. Magic Council Heights. The Fairy Tale guys are in trouble again, this time destroying the port. A huge magic circle was lit, and 9 people surrounding the magic circle were condemning Fairy Tale. HMPH, to be honest, I still like those idiots. A blue-haired young man with a tattoo on his right eye said lightly. Well, after all, they are also a group of talents, especially Qian Guang, who has a great reputation among the people. I heard that he was also present at the port this time. What, can you still convict him? Oh, I don't think we should bother with them. Without these idiots, it would be very lonely. The blue-haired youth ended the conversation. Fairy Tale. Welcome to Fairy Tale, Happy welcomed Lucy. She looked at the gate of Fairy Tale expectantly. She was already looking forward to the future. Boom. Natsu kicked the door open angrily. I am back. Oh, you are back. Everyone in the guild greeted Natsu with a smile. I heard that you have done another big thing, right here in Harjan. Before Ji Yuya could finish speaking, he was kicked away by Natsu. Lucy next to her was flustered and didn't know what was going on, but Qian Guang was used to it, and greeted Mira with a smile and went back to her sloppy little den. How about the mission? Mira gave Qian Guang a glass of wine. Ah, it failed again. The rich businessman is gone. Ha, Mira tilted her head, a curse gone. As expected of you. The fire dragon information you gave me before is actually fake. I don't know it's fake. I just told you kindly. Want to have a fight? Get out. Come. Natsu fought. A group of people suffered, and the tables and chairs of the guild were overturned instantly. Forget it, Natsu. Before Happy could finish speaking, he was sent flying and hit a turtle that was eating grilled fish. Happy, do you want to have a bite? Ben bit the fish to invite him, but he grew bigger and ate all the fish in front of him. This cat often grabs fish with himself, and wants to eat it. Dream. Hey, Ben. The angry Happy flew up and hit Ben on the head. Ha, that idiot is back. A shirtless man roared, looking for his lifelong enemy. Lucy was taken aback by the sudden appearance of the pervert. Gray, get dressed. A long-haired woman in a bikini top with a wine glass at the bar said lightly. Kana has complained about Grace since she was a child. from being shy at the beginning to being indifferent now. It's noisy in broad daylight. A tall, white-haired figure appeared. I don't know what Alfman encountered in the boys' dormitory. The whole person became more energetic, and his hair became a hedgehog. Then he was overwhelmed by Gray and Natsu. Yeah, that's enough, what are you arguing about? Loki, who was sitting with two girls, came. It is also the top few girls most want to hand over as boyfriends, because the first one dare not have any worldly desires, so the girls all set their sights on Rocky. Lucy was a little at a loss looking at the completely chaotic scene. What the hell is going on here? By the way, is there a normal person here? Ha, Qian Guang, a normal person, is yawning. It is impossible to sleep with Natsu in the future. This person snores while sleeping. It is better to have Mira, who is soft, but unfortunately will be kicked out of bed. Ah, you're new here. Murajan in a red dress appeared next to Lucy with a glass of wine. Murajan, it's me. Lucy said pleasantly that she also wanted to be the cover girl in the weekly magazine. Well, it's really okay if you don't stop them. They've always been like this, don't worry about them, let's talk about this. Sudden, an Alfman flew towards Mira, but when it was about to hit Mira, a black hole opened, and Alfman hit the stupid turtle shell. Isn't it fun? Murajan continued smiling, unaware that she was almost hit. Lucy covered her mouth in surprise, what was that just now? What about the white-haired muscular brother? Is this also magic? Whose magic? Very scary. Boom. Before Lucy came and asked, he was knocked away by a naked hedgehog head. Ha 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 ha. Natsu was twirling Gray's underpants with an arrogant expression on his face. Seeing this scene, Qian Guang firmly believed that the boys' dormitory is very scary. Who is a good person who takes off other people's underpants and holds them around in his hand? And also, Gray, what are you doing? Whose good guy is naked and borrows fat from the girl to wear it? Qian Guang didn't even bother to watch, he knew the ending, and then the guild was dismantled, or they were dismantled. The guild is hopeless, wait for disbandment. Qian Guang continued to look for Mira in his dream with his eyes closed. Come here. Watching Gray posing with ice magic, Natsu wrapped his hands in flames, ready to fight. We're going to fight with magic. Lucy trembled holding Happy. Fairy Tale is usually so explosive, I can still live, right? What about Qian Guang? He should be a normal person. Lucy found Qian Guang who was drooling while sleeping at the corner of the bar. Lucy's eyes were flat. Well, this person is also removed from the list. Fairy Tale has no one on the list. At this time, a huge figure appeared. Lucy was startled, and watched with his mouth wide open. Stop it now. So big. Everyone in the guild fell silent for a moment. So you are here, President. Mira smiled and explained to Lucy. Ha, look at how scared you are, then this battle is me. Natsu was extremely rampant, but before he could finish speaking, he was stepped on by the president. Oh, Lucy was frightened, and the beep caught the president's attention. Are you new here? After getting an affirmative reply, the president slowly shrunk, and finally turned into the usual little old man. Please give me your advice. So small. And you said he is the president? Yes, this one is Mr. Makarov, the president of Fairy Tale. Mira was next to explain Lucy's doubts. The president pretended to jump onto the railing on the second floor, but he succeeded in showing his waist. But the president is not embarrassed at all. After all, his skin has become extremely thick. Well, you guys are causing trouble again. Look, the council has sent me a bunch of materials. It's all about complaining. Council, the organization that manages the Magisters Guild. You guys, I'm always scolded by those people in the council. Qian Guang instantly felt relieved when he heard this. You shameless one. Every time you go you are sleeping. I am being scolded. Because Qian Guang's reputation was so good, Makarov thought about bringing Qian Guang with him every time he went to the council. Look, our guild is not just causing trouble, there is one that can handle it. But Qian Guang is not the one who gets scolded. Basically every time he goes there, he fights with those old men, which makes those old men hate him. However, the president changed his subject when he saw the self-blaming expressions of the members of the guild. But let the members of the council eat. Then he directly ignited the pile of complaint sheets and threw them to his own vicious dog, who would eat anything if he wasn't picky eaters. You are doing well. The power beyond persistence comes from a firm mind. Magic is not some miraculous power, but the current that exists within us. When it merges with the airflow of nature, it turns into a concrete power and presents itself. This requires mental strength and concentration. No, magic can only be formed by injecting all of one's soul. If you always care about the eyes of high-ranking people, you will not be able to improve your magic way. Don't worry about those guys from the council. Go on the path you believe in. That's it. This is our fairy tale wizard. The chairman's impassioned speech instantly pushed the atmosphere to a climax. Ooh, XN. The previous silence was swept away, and everyone fell into a state of carnival again. Qian Guang, those old people on the second floor who raised their hands and performed the fairy tale signature action, clenching a fist and stretching out the thumb and index finger to make an inverted 7, were full of emotion. Sure enough, fairy tale president, you are the best. Lucy was also excited to hear this speech. This is the fairy tale in her mind. Ding! A pink crest appeared on Lucy's right hand. Okay, so you're part of fairy tale, too. Lucy couldn't wait to share her joy with Natsu, but a voice interrupted her. Wait, there's this. Qian Guang handed Lucy a dilapidated package with his messy hair, which contained various potions and a book of herbal medicine. Mira stared at Qian Guang with a smile on her face, but that smile was a bit dangerous no matter how you looked at it. Ah, you are here, Qian Guang. Your hair is messed up from sleep. This is not acceptable. Mira grabbed Qian Guang's fate's head. Click, Qian Guang fell asleep again, but I don't know how long he slept this time. Mira put his head on her chest and gently smoothed his hair. Lucy looked at the murder scene with horror on her face, and ran away with the tattered package, so she should ask Natsu. By the way, does Mirajan have a feud with Qian Guang? It's so cruel. I didn't expect the gentle sister Mira to be like this. ... Natsu, look, I finally got the fairy tale crest. Oh, congratulations, Louis. Asshole, my name is Lucy. Natsu is looking for a suitable task on the bulletin board. Let's look for a mission that pays well, eh? Oh, that's it. There are 160,000 J for killing thieves. Lucy looked at Natsu's excited face. Although she couldn't bear to disturb her, she still asked, Hey, Natsu, what is this? As he spoke, he took out the worn-out package that Qian Guang gave him. Oh, this is a potion. It says to cure the medicine, restore blood, and restore mana. The basic guild will have one. Hey, this is the potion made by the goblin doctor. What about this book? Hey, that's Qian Guang asking you to help him collect the herbs in the book for expenses. Ah, that's good. I'll pay attention when the time comes. Lucy was very happy, as she experienced the warmth of the guild as soon as she came. It's just that Happy's face next to him is a bit ugly. Hey, if you don't collect that herb in a month, you will drink something terrible. Natsu seemed to have thought of something, and the order form he was holding just now fell to the ground. Seeing a man and a cat, Lucy also felt that things were a little different from what she thought, so she opened the book and looked. Good guy, I didn't recognize any of them. If it weren't for the fact that there is another picture, I thought it was a calligraphy practice book, so I would say that this, Wang Buliu Xing, is serious. In fact, if they can't finish it, they won't let them drink new medicine randomly, but last time the medicine happened to correspond to Natsu, so Qian Guang made up a random reason. Unexpectedly, a month later, everyone found the materials they wanted, and I didn't explain it. At this time, a little carrot head walked up to the chairman. My father hasn't come back yet. The president put down his wine glass. You are very talkative, Romeo. Since you are the son of a mage, you should trust your father and obediently wait for him to come back. But, he clearly said he would be back in 3 days, and it has been a week now. I remember he seems to have gone to work in Huckleberry Hills. But it's not far there at all. Please go find him quickly. Little Luobotu is very unconvinced. It can be seen that he is very worried about his father Macau. Qian Guang also woke up from the coma, gave himself a glass of wine to refresh himself, and looked at the duplicity old man. Your father is a mage. There are no mages in our guild who can't handle their own affairs well. I think you'd better go back and drink milk obediently. Mirajan stood behind Qian Guang with a worried look on her face. she put her hand on Qian Guang's shoulder and wanted him to persuade the president. Qian Guang patted her hand and shook his head. The old man said these words very sadly, and wanted to warn everyone in the guild to think about their own safety, and to protect Macao's self-esteem. Xiao Doubting didn't understand very much, and punched the president in the face. Idiot. Ran out the door. The president is so strict. Lucy sighed. Don't look at what the president said, he is actually more worried than anyone else. Murajan seemed to have thought of something, and explained with her back to Lucy. Boom. Natsu dented the bulletin board with a punch, turned and left. President, is this really okay? The path you take is not for others to decide, let him go. Lucy stared blankly at Natsu's back. What's going on with that guy? Well, maybe I thought of my father. Natsu's experience is quite similar to Romeo's. Qian Guang took a sip of his wine and said with a headache, why did the topic suddenly become so heavy? Honestly, we fairy tale wizards, we all carry something. Pain, suffering, or responsibility. Could you please look after Natsu? I'm not sure he's going alone. Also, this is medicine for frostbite. Lucy finished the potion in a daze, and lowered her head to ponder what Qian Guang said just now. Well, Lucy is pretty nice. Qian Guang gulped down the meals for the people in front of him. This is Murajan's love bento. He is indeed a good boy, but you can't go with him. Murajan realized that this special pig is lazy and can eat. What does it matter? You have to believe in Natsu's strength. Lucy just told him not to be careless in the past, and I think Lucy might want to go too. Also, my Darlji is still there, how can I run around? Qian Guang pulled Murajan into his arms. Fortunately, there were not many people at noon, otherwise Murajan would die of shame. The president automatically blocked these two people, otherwise it would be bad for himself and Mira, and of course that cheeky pig would not have any influence. Mira struggled to get up, but failed to resist, so she let him hug her. Now there are only two people living in the family, but because of work reasons, both of them will stay in the guild very late. Moreover, the two still slept in separate beds. Although someone often climbed the bed shamelessly, they didn't let him succeed. That can only be made out in the guild, and it's not just a couple of them, it's even worse. Well, is Qian Guang Meredith here? At this time, a sweet and pleasant voice timidly appeared at the door of the guild. A slender figure with long orange hair, elf-like eyes looking around nimbly, wearing a fish-scale dress, with armor wrapped around the waist until the slightly raised mountain peak. The straight legs are wrapped in black silk, and there is a similar coat of arms under the delicate collarbone. If it is on the campus of the previous life, it is a proper youth school flower. When he saw Qian Guang at the bar rushing over like a baby swallow returning to its nest, he didn't have the slightest concern that Qian Guang was still hugging someone. Qian Guang big brother. Mira looked at the beautiful figure flying over, didn't say anything, just stood up with a smile, her movements were gentle but firm. He looked at Qian Guang with a half smile, his eyes full of danger. Qian Guang gently supported the girl with the wind, cold sweat broke out on his forehead, he felt that his life was not long. And girl, we don't know each other well. Who are you? It hurt me so much. Well, hello, beauty, do we know each other? Humph. Qian Guang shivered for a moment, and Mira snorted when he clearly heard himself calling beautiful. Qian Guang big brother, I recognized you right away. You haven't recognized me yet. The girl pouted angrily, she is really cute, by the way, the coat of arms belongs to Mermaid Heel, why is it here? But the girl's face is a little familiar. The girl looked a little green, but Qian Guang looked carefully and saw Aunt Bulma who always knelt down and stroked his little head gently when he was a child. Although many years have passed, he still firmly remembers everyone's appearance. Qian Guang's expression gradually changed from doubt to shock to disbelief. Are you Tuantuan? Qian Guang couldn't believe it. After all, he was just a little doubting before he left, and now he has grown up. Tuan was very happy to see Qian Guang recognized him, and the anger that he hadn't been recognized just disappeared instantly. Qian Guang hugged Tuan with tears in his eyes. Tuan, you're fine, that's great. It's not that Qian Guang hasn't looked for Tuan in the past few years. He would search carefully every time he went to a town, so they always felt that Qian Guang had been doing missions for a long time. It's a pity that they haven't found it yet. Qian Guang wanted to let them see him by making himself famous, but there was no news in the past 2 years. He even once thought that Tuantuan and the others had already been killed. Tuantuan also hugged Qian Guang and shed tears. She also missed Qian Guang very much. When she returned to the village, she was stunned and couldn't help crying. If she hadn't seen the tomb made by Qian Guang, she would have thought that Qian Guang had been killed. Mira next to her stopped being angry when she heard Qian Guang say the word Tuantuan. As Qian Guang's closest person, of course she knows about his past, and now that she has found Tuantuan, she is only happy for him. Silently went to the bar and poured 2 glasses of water. The president who was waiting to watch the play was rarely silent, and lowered his head and took a sip of wine, as if remembering his old friend. After calming down, Tuantuan and Qian Guang sat on chairs with the water handed by Mira and chatted about their lives. Tuantuan, why didn't you come to me earlier, and what happened to Dai Nachocho and Bulma Aunt? How did you join Murloc's heel? Where do you live now? As soon as Qian Guang sat down, he asked a bunch of questions, fooling Tuantuan who was about to ask Qian Guang directly. Oh, brother Qian Guang, how can I answer you asking so many questions? Tell me one by one. Okay, you are still the same as before, huh? At that time, when we went back, we saw that the village was destroyed, so my parents and I left the village to join Uncle's family. Shu didn't want to recall the scene at that time, so the little girl omitted what she saw at that time. Uncle's family is in DeLucas, where my father and mother opened a flower shop. I wanted to become stronger, so I joined the town's mermaid heel. Hee, I'm one of the aces in the guild. Said that the little girl raised her head proudly. Qian Guang looked at her amusedly. It seems that he still pays too little attention to the news of the outside world. He rubbed her head like he did when he was a child. Also, let me tell you about my first mission. Qian Guang listened quietly. She felt the little girl's happiness and love for her guild. Half an hour later. Then why are you only now looking for me? Speaking of this, I get angry. Our president keeps saying that men don't have a good thing, so we are not allowed to buy those magazines, such as Most Popular Men's Weekly. I don't usually pay attention to it. My mother rarely looks at these things, and I usually look at clothes and jewelry, let alone my father. Brother Qian Guang, I saw you on a girl's hand when I was doing a task the day before yesterday. I recognized you right away. I'm amazing. The little girl gave Qian Guang a big smile and wanted to praise JPG. Okay, our little girl is the best. What about you, Qian Guang? How did you join Fairy Tail and become a goblin doctor? Qian Guang continued to rub her little head, with gentle eyes. It's a recommendation letter from Grandpa. Let me introduce you. This is our president, Mr. Makarov, who is also a good friend of Grandpa. Yo, little girl, you are welcome to come and play. The president happily raised one hand to greet Tuantuan, as if he wasn't the one who was sad just now. Hello, President Makarov, I'm Mia Parnell of Mermaid Heel. Tuantuan obviously didn't realize that this kind little old man was the president of Fairy Tail, and greeted him a little restrainedly. Well, it's okay, it's fine if I'm not here, old man, I'll just drink. By the way, say hello to that old woman in your guild. Qian Guang looked at this bad old man with black lines all over his head. What is this guy doing again? This is Mirajan, my girlfriend. Hi, Mirajan was introduced by Qian Guang for the first time. Her face was still a little rosy. I know, Mirajan. Everyone in our guild is happy. Girlfriend. Tuantuan was still in the joy of seeing his idol before realizing the last sentence Qian Guang said. Qian, brother Guang, you said Mirajan is your girlfriend. The little girl still can't believe that her lazy pig-like guy who even washed his clothes when he was young has a girlfriend. Still my idol Mirajan. Seeing the group's disbelief, Qian Guang proudly wrapped his arms around Mira's waist. Mira was a little shy and gave him a scolding look, but didn't push him away. Tuantuan opened his mouth, but still couldn't believe it. He quickly snatched his idol from Qian Guang's hand. Sister Mira, what did you like about Qian Guang? I'll tell you that he's super lazy, and... A black line appeared on Qian Guang's forehead. So which side are you from? And we've only met each other for how long? You're getting annoyed. Mira covered her mouth and smiled softly. I know everything, but Qian Guang is very nice. By the way, can I call you Tuan Tuan? Although Qian Guang kept calling Tuan Tuan, of course Mira knew that she was not Qian Guang, so she asked. Of course, Sister Mira, I have a lot of questions I want to ask you. Qian Guang couldn't see it anymore, and separated the two. Okay, let's talk about it when we go home, and you, who were pestering me just now, you've changed too fast. Hee, I can also ask Sister Mira what you want. I don't know you yet. You used to tell stories in 3 sentences. The question I want must be very simple for you to say. Let's go. Tuan Tuan held Myra's hand intimately. Tuan Tuan is originally a cheerful and outgoing girl. She can quickly make friends with people and makes people like her. As for being really scared by the president just now, I was a little restrained. Mira looked at Tuan Tuan, who was holding her hand, and suddenly felt a little dazed. Her eyes softened. Well, let's go home. President, let's go home first. Mira and I skipped today's class, so you can help me replace it, and then I will give you double salary. Who wants your salary? Get out. Makarov, who originally wanted to watch the show, was really annoyed that he was asked to stay and work overtime. However, looking at this beautiful scene, it seems that working overtime is not bad. What should I do if I am old and want to take a nap? Is it time to eat? A young male voice sounded from the corner. When Ben woke up, he found a pair of red eyes staring at him. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. You, what are you going to do? Let go of Mr. Turtle. Mr. Turtle is selling his art, not his body. President, how big do you really want to be? It's not enough for Mr. Gui to be so big. You're hungry. Chapter 51. Wow, the decoration is beautiful, but why is it a little different here? Tuan Tuan looked at the second floor, which had an obvious color different from the surrounding wooden boards. That was when Qian Guang got drunk and insisted that he had developed a potion that could instantly kill Laxus, and then it exploded. At that time, there were no boards of the same color. Art, it's normal for children not to understand. TCH, I won't talk to you, you go. I want to whisper to Sister Mira, but don't go far away. Qian Guang looked at the girl with some amusement, and asked them to go upstairs to make some snacks for them. But do you always feel like you forgot something when cooking? Forget it, let's concentrate on making dim sum. It seems that I haven't made dim sum for Tuan Tuan. It's so romantic. There are photos. I want to see. Wow, looks so good, I want to get one in the future. Hey, the one with the single ponytail looks like Miss Mira. Wait, Sister Mira, I haven't finished reading it yet, so don't take it away. ... Qian Guang shook his head. It really hasn't changed at all. The loud voice can be heard downstairs. I remember the soundproofing of the house is quite good. Half an hour later, ding. Dong dong dong, dessert is ready. Squeak. The door opened, and Tuan Tuan half opened the door blushing, looking at Qian Guang with inexplicable eyes. Qian Guang scratched his head, a little confused. He seemed to see a mother's affirmation of her child from these eyes. Wait, just a moment, you can't come in, Miss Mira is still changing clothes. Tuan Tuan hasn't recovered yet. Mira is only 19 years old, why is she so old? And the feel. Brother, you can't grasp it, let my sister do it. Change clothes. Why change clothes? Normally, Qian Guang would teleport in if he knew about this kind of thing, but now that Tuan Tuan is here, he has to impress her as a good big brother. Sister Mira said she would take me out for a walk, and buy me some clothes and jewelry by the way. That should be true. You can stay here tonight. I'll clean up the guest room for you. Hey, wait, brother Qian Guang, I'm going back tonight, so don't bother. Go back. What are you talking about? Let you go back after dark? It's not safe. Listen to my brother. Well, I'm actually performing missions with my teammates nearby. If I don't go back at night, my teammates should be worried. Qian Guang was speechless. You are really a daredevil. So why not bring your companion along? I forgot. I just left a sentence for her when I saw that weekly magazine and ran away. Tuan Tuan tilted his head and stuck out his tongue halfway, trying to pass the test with cuteness. That's great, you've managed to fool around with me. I hope your teammates will take this trick too. Okay, Just pack up and call me. Good sir. Boom. Girl, almost hit my nose. Close the door a little harder next time. ... Door open. Mira changed into a light blue dress and appeared at the door. Let's go. Although he can see Mira, Qian Guang is still dumbfounded. How beautiful is Mira? Don't look, brother Qian Guang. Let's go, I want to take a good look around Maguilonia. Tu Antoine was still full of energy and set off with Mirajan on his arm. Wow, uncle, here is this one. Auntie, why are you selling this fruit? Give me some. ... Originally, I wanted to buy some clothes and jewelry for this girl, but who knew that this guy would be unable to walk as soon as he got to the place where food was sold. Okay, it's like you haven't eaten. Qian Guang stopped the group who wanted to continue to sweep, and he almost couldn't hold it in his hands. There weren't many snacks in the afternoon, and you almost swept them all. Tu Antoine took a bite of the bread, stared at Qian Guang with wide eyes. I didn't eat at all, I just hurried on my way, woohoo. When talking, I still don't forget to take a bite of Myra's feeding. Qian Guang slapped his face, as if he really forgot to make food for this girl, so he made some snacks instead. Okay, let's go, brother will take you to dinner. Qian Guang led the two women through an alley to a shop with a big sign and wires all around. Squeak. Ah, I'm sorry, this is an informal tavern, usually open at night. Hearing the sound of the door opening, the salted fish maid leaned on her chair and said without raising her head. Hey, lol, how's it going, isn't it nice here? Lol heard a familiar voice, and the tale of the little love heart unconsciously revealed, Lord Qian Guang. Master Qian Guang, you don't know, this boss is too much, he asks me to come out to pick up customers every day, and there is no time to rest. The little succubus seemed to see her relatives and kept crying to Qian Guang. Tu Antoine and Mira looked at the little succubus curiously, because Tu Antoine had never seen it before, and Mira was curious why Qian Guang had contact with this little succubus. Come on, how long have you been here? 3 days. Let's talk about the little succubus. The one who suffers the most is the devil among the devils, and he is a regular tavern, okay. Qian Guang pushed Lol's little face away. Roosevelt, get some of your favorite dishes. He yelled directly to the kitchen, and sat down directly without caring whether the boss agreed or not. Roosevelt, Yujima's apprentice, is a good cook, but because of his introverted personality, he is not good at communicating with people, but he longs for the lively atmosphere of the tavern, so he opened a restaurant in Maguilonia. Well, it's a boring one, as you can tell by the name of the store. Lord Qian Guang, your wine, by the way, do you need the special service of the little succubus? I can feed you, just like in Hong Kong before. The little succubus opened her hot mouth as if implying something. Qian Guang's pupils continued to dilate, and he looked at Mira with panicked eyes, wanting to explain. Allah, my dear, what's the matter? You need me to feed you after you have the little succubus, and what happened in Hong Kong? I'm so curious. Qian Guang looked at the black arrogance on Myra's body, covered in cold sweat, and wanted to kill this succubus in his heart. Dog thief, I didn't expect you to be such a succubus. The little succubus pretended not to see the atmosphere. Lord Qian Guang did something like that to someone in bed. HMPH, I asked you to pay 50, and the boss you wait, he said 50, you really give 50, you wait for me to sneak into your room at night. Click, there was a crack in the glass in Myra's hand. Hey. Tu Antoine watched the show while drinking his own juice, it was so interesting. Then Mira, this is a misunderstanding, it's an illusion, an illusion. Ah, so you mean, you used illusion to get this little succubus onto the bed, and then abducted someone else. Qian Guang couldn't stop sweating. What you said seems to be true, but why does it sound so wrong? Fortunately, the boss came with the food and relieved Qian Guang's embarrassment. Of course Mira knew it was impossible, but she just wanted to be jealous. After all, she didn't bring gifts for others this time when she came back. Roosevelt, the name sounds very democratic, but the reality is that this is a strange sorghum with a beard on his face. Fortunately, he usually wears a mask when cooking, otherwise Qian Guang would be a little visually sick. Before Qian Guang had the idea to make him a model, but was rejected, he said it would give him a sense of security. So your bearded face is still the gospel of social terrorism. Wow, this is delicious. Tuantuan didn't care so much, and started directly. He had been hungry for a long time. Mira smiled and wiped the oil stains from the corners of her mouth. Qian Guang was also very happy watching this loving scene, but why does the child's eating look so stupid? How about stupid? I won't go out to play. Ben at this time. Stupid. Here's another beer. Stupid. I want this too. Ben, who had become the size of several people, was running around the guild drinking wine. Ben. You old man. Qian Guang. I will remember you guys, wait for me to grow up. I was born to be a turtle like Chong Yi. Ah, I'm so full, the food made by that uncle is really delicious. Why doesn't DeLucas have such a good restaurant? At this time, Kagura who finished fighting Warcraft in the forest. Kagura took out his dry rations, with a worried look on his face. Hey, I don't know if Mia has found anyone. The child doesn't have any money with him, so he won't be hungry. She took a bite of the dry food, feeling a little hard to swallow, probably because she missed Mia too much. Kagura packed up her things. She remembered that Mia should go in the direction of Maguilonia, go find her. Ah, I'm so exhausted, I don't even want to go. As soon as he got home, Tuantuan threw himself on the sofa, so the girl really realized that she wasn't tired after shopping. Qian Guang staggeringly followed behind, his heart full of tears. A fairy tales level mage and owner of space magic, was exhausted from shopping. This is the case where everything is in a different dimension. It's worth it if you hold it all in your hand. I really admire those men who are covered with things and can continue to shop. After the meal, Mira took Tuantuan to Match Freely. The location is that expensive shop. You said you can sell your dresses well, why are you still selling some normal clothes? Mira has become a regular customer of this store, but there is really nothing wrong with the quality. When Qian Guang walked in, the store manager's eyes seemed to see his long-lost big brother. After seeing Mira choose so many clothes, Qian Guang successfully rose from the big brother to the father level. If you don't leave, just stay here. Mira covered her mouth and smiled lightly. She really liked Tuantuan. No, Kagura will be angry. Thinking of Kagura's angry appearance, I feel scared. Isn't this going to hang me up and beat me, even though I seem to be a little older than her? But I can't beat it. That's right, brother Qian Guang, let's fight. The one who wins can get Sister Mira. Qian Guang wants to kick this person out very much now. The joy of seeing his sister is gone all of a sudden. What era are you arguing for women to speak? This guy wasn't so skinny when he was a kid. I have to check mermaid heel when I go back. How can a younger sister look like this? Okay, then I'll be the referee. Mira didn't care so much, saying that the family hadn't been this lively for a long time. Hey, go to the back mountain and let Big Brother see what you have learned in the past few years. The magic circle under their feet lit up, and the huge magic circle enveloped the three of them. Back mountain. Wow, this is space magic, so amazing. When buying clothes before, Tuantuan knew that Qian Guang Big Brother not only can heal magic, but also space magic, but he didn't expect his space magic to be so powerful. It is not a small consumption to move such a long distance with 3 people in an instant. But that's good too, I'm not afraid of hurting brother Qian Guang. Well, if Laxus is here, he must appreciate the confidence of this little girl. Brother Qian Guang, I'm here. In an instant, the little girl got ready to attack, and pulled out 2 thin, short and sharp daggers from the armor around her waist. Qian Guang looked at her leisurely. Yes, this little girl is still an assassin, but what kind of magic can it be? Neither Bulma and nor the uncle can do magic. Be careful. The little girl played with the dagger, but disappeared in front of Qian Guang the moment she spoke. Okay, space magic. No, there is no spatial fluctuation. Qian Guang senses the surrounding magic fluctuation with magic. As if he had found something, he looked down and said, I found you. A shadow was constantly approaching, and when it reached Qian Guang's feet, a dagger suddenly and quickly slashed towards his right leg. Qian Guang just used teleportation to dodge, and looked at the shadow in a qualitative way. Is it magic to become a shadow? It seems that it is not that simple. There is also magic on that dagger. There are more powerful ones. The shadow continued to expand, directly covering a radius of 10 meters. Not only was Qian Guang's sight blocked in this field, but his hearing and perception were also greatly reduced. Wow, not bad ability. Qian Guang didn't use Sharingan, but gathered the wind around, and easily dodged the little hand behind him. Snapped. Ouch. Don't start your head. Tuantuan held his head in a grieved face. Why his omnipotent shadow domain didn't work on brother Qian Guang? Question mark 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 question mark. Okay, let's untie it. Mira is still waiting outside. This shadow field is equivalent to a semicircle with a radius of about 5 meters. It can be seen that the little girl has more power to spare, but it is just enough to show. HMPH, I still have a way, if I'm not afraid of hurting you. Good guy, you are really hard in one place all over your body. I'm afraid you don't know what my nickname is. But it's really strong. Natsu probably can make him drink a pot when he encounters this kind of situation. Of course, if you put a car under him, he will be GG. Alright, you're amazing. Hearing this sentence, Tuantuan was very happy to withdraw from the Shadow Realm, and ran to Mirajan's side. Sister Mirajan, I won. You are mine now. Mira looked at the brat with her head buried in her chest and didn't say anything, just smiled and stroked her hair. HMPH, Qian Guang big brother, you are not allowed to touch Miss Mira from now on, she is mine. Qian Guang gave her a blank stare to let her experience it for herself, and will send you away immediately. The magic circle under their feet lit up, and the three of them returned to the hut again. Since dinner was late in the afternoon, Qian Guang and the others did not prepare dinner for Tuantuan but replaced it with various snacks. Mira stuffed a big backpack directly, and when Tuantuan saw it, his jaw was about to dislocate, so he quickly stopped Sister Mira, otherwise he might not be able to leave. Qian Guang also secretly gave Tuantuan a little of his private money, and promised to go to play with her next time, and to play with Dai with uncle's private money like when they were young. Tuantuan nodded happily, and had to say that Tuantuan had a big heart and didn't have any reluctance. Maybe in her heart, as long as everyone can meet, there will be no parting. If you don't have time, I will. If you don't come to me, I will go to you. The little girl used to think that the world was big, and she would be happy for many days when she went to the city, but when she grew up, she went to many places and found that the world is really big, but as long as I know your news and want to meet you, I can cross the world look for you. Sunset. Tuantuan happily bid farewell to Qian Guang and Sister Mira, turned around very handsomely and left, looking forward to the next meeting. Outside the city, the dusty Kagura finally arrived at Maguilonia. Before she entered, she saw a figure carrying a big bag. Hey, Kagura-chan, I'm here. Kagura looked at Tuantuan's unwiped mouth just now, thought about the dry food he ate, and left decisively. Hey, wait for me, Kagura-chan, what's wrong with you? I was wrong, don't be unhappy, I'll tell you. The little girl is a chatterbox, so she jumped directly to Kagura's side and held her arm to tell her friends about her happiness today. When Qian Guang and Mira were about to go home, they met Romeo who was waiting. Qian Guang rubbed his head and looked in the direction of the city gate. 3 big and 1 small figures slowly appeared under the setting sun. Qian Guang took over Mao who was being supported by Natsu, and the green magic circle in his hand lit up, giving him a big smile. Welcome back, Mikao. Really, why am I here to deliver this? Qian Guang stood at the door of Lucis' newly rented house, remembering what Mira said to himself when he woke up today. Hey, Qian Guang, I recommend Lucy to live next door to us, so that we will be neighbors in the future. That's great, I baked some cookies. I'm going to the guild first, so you can send it there for me, don't steal it. Qian Guang took a bite of the biscuit. Really, why do you want me to give it to you? I still have a job in the guild, so I missed work all day yesterday, so I'll have a look later. By the way, it seems like I haven't seen Benben for a whole day, so he won't go to a corner to sleep again. And why don't there be cookies for me? Hey, it's delicious. Eat another small piece. Boom, you are trespassing illegally. Qian Guang, who was about to knock on the door, stopped. Ah, it's delicious. Seeing that the biscuits were almost eaten by himself, Qian Guang knocked on the door, but the noise inside was so loud that no one heard him at all. Seeing that there were not many cookies, Qian teleported in directly. But as soon as I came in, I saw a blonde woman with only a bath towel training a boy and a cat. Looking at the towel that was about to fall, Qian was stunned, and the hand that was about to say hello stopped in the air, looking at the towel silently, hoping that the gravity of the other world would give it some strength. But soon Qian thoughts were destroyed by a cat. Hey! Qian, why don't you come to Lucy's new home too? Lucy turned her head to see Qian looking up at the roof. The window was open, and a gust of wind blew by. She felt a little cool. Ah. ... So I'm here to deliver biscuits, ah. Qian held the black tea extremely gracefully, and that posture would definitely get a star. Lucy changed her clothes, put her face on one hand and sighed, why is my home really falling soon? Please, I just moved here, so I don't have anything for you to play with. Yeah, I know, so as a neighbor I'm here to deliver cookies. Then why do you only have this little biscuit left? You won't steal it, wait. You mean neighbor? Only then did Lucy react. She patted the table with both hands and stood up. Wait a minute, isn't Mira next to me? Don't you live on the other side? Qian stopped holding the biscuit, and the last biscuit was snatched by Happy, with 3 question marks above his head. Mira didn't tell you, we live together. Living with, cohabitation. Lucy's eyes are about to pop out. His face was flushed, and the goblin doctor lived with the sign girl. This is big news. Well, what a fuss Lucy is, they've been living together. Always. Yes, since childhood. Lucy's head was down, and she took a closer look at Qian. He was quite handsome, but his lazy temperament and decadent appearance didn't go well with Mira. She watched him fall asleep while sitting up last night, drooling. Is it because Mira was too innocent when she was a child, and then? I have to say that Lucy is worthy of writing a novel, and she already has a big drama in her mind. Okay, your saliva is about to flow down. Lucy touched the corner of her mouth in surprise, and found that there was no, what a vicious person. Yeah, Lucy, show me those guys in your keys. Natsu seemed to find something interesting, so he spoke. Key, celestial spirit, then you should communicate with Loki more. Qian ordered his own black tea in one gulp, remembering that he was the second most handsome person in that guild. When Loki first joined the guild, Qian found out that he also secretly talked to him later. But celestial spirit is indeed magical. Qian has no way to help him get rid of it. He just researched some that can replenish mana, but celestial spirit can only absorb a small part. Loki, is he also a celestial spirit mage? Didn't Loki use magic similar to light clusters? Natsu is also puzzled. He has seen Loki use magic. He's half of you, you can talk to him, he's very familiar. Hey, but the last time he saw me as a celestial spirit mage, he avoided me. That's unfamiliar, he's a dog licker. Question mark. Rocky, it doesn't match up at all. Stop talking, I want to watch Celestial Spirit. Natsu couldn't bear it anymore. What is this talking about? I want to watch something fun. Hey, how many celestial spirits does Lucy have? Speaking of this, Lucy became proud. HMPH, there are 6, others usually only have 1 or 2. By the way, the key I bought before hasn't signed a contract yet, so today I will open your eyes. Qian also leaned over curiously. He had indeed never seen a celestial spirit mage, but celestial spirit had. I am connected. Open the door, little dog. A big white stick figure with a single horn at the nose appeared tremblingly in front of everyone. Qian touched his chin and moved directly in front of the little dog seat, frightening the little dog seat to the ground. Hey, so weak, I don't think I can beat Happy. Natsu was also surprised. This is not at the same level as the previous cow. Did it fail? Don't worry about it. It's not a failure. Because the celestial spirit in Canis Minor doesn't require much magic, it's a great viewing celestial spirit. Lucy held him in her arms with a doting face. Others smoke cats, but she sucks celestial spirit. To be reasonable, Qian also wants to suck. He wants to suck the maid seat signed by Lucy, but unfortunately he will be beaten to death. Hey, Qian, Natsu, the selfishness of human beings is fully displayed in Lucy. Lucy is really scary. The 3 of you are enough. After playing around for a while, Lucy finally signed the contract, which was unexpectedly ordinary. Yoshi, let's form a team, Lucy. Natsu was enthusiastic, knowing that he didn't have a regular teammate yet. Even Alfman has teammates, Natsu, you are too lazy. But Qian Guang thought about Alfman's teammates. My good guys, this team has one undressed and the other undressed, you must not be very popular with women. Team formation. Hey, people with good relationships in the guild will form a team so that they can complete difficult tasks. That's a good idea. Seems like fun. By the way, who is Qian Guang's teammate? They must be very strong. Lucy is very curious about Qian Guang's teammate. She thinks Qian Guang's nanny teammate should be very strong. Who could it be? Hearing this, Natsu and Happy looked weird. Nah, Lucy, stop talking. Qian Guang waved his hand as if resigned to his fate. I basically don't have any missions. Yeah, the mission basically failed. Boom. Qian Guang punched him against the wall. Natsu, I seem to hear someone talking bad about me. Goba Nasai. Lucy shivered with the little dog in her arms. Qian Guang was so scary. Guild. Qian Guang lay down very salty, made a long straw to connect to the wine glass, and took a sip from time to time. Not long ago, Natsu and Lucy officially teamed up to complete a task of finding books, and their pink maid is coming. In front of the bulletin board, a blue-haired girl was distressed. Ah, it's so annoying, the task of the previous book 20J was taken away. Ah, that one, I was taken away by Natsu and Lucy. I wanted to go too, but unfortunately I was rejected. Qian Guang's favorite thing is to visit rich people, especially bad rich people. Perhaps you were right not to go, because the client contacted me just now. What, do you want to cancel? No, it is appended to 200J. Snapped. Go beat the local tyrants. Qian Guang slapped the table and stood up. Qian Guang was dealing with the documents in front of him with some headaches. Fortunately, Mira was by his side to help, otherwise he would have died of exhaustion. After all, he did not embark on the incident of defeating the vicious rich man and retaking the pink maid. The president saw that he was too idle, so he directly gave him the documents of the past few years, including a letter of complaint. It was burned directly, but unfortunately the vicious dog that ate fire was not there. There are also compensation, power of attorney and so on. The president is too sloppy. How come there are so many left? Originally, Qian Guang also wanted to run away, but the little old man looked at him and the group of people in the guild with pitiful eyes, as if Mira could do this besides himself. In the end, in order to prevent Mira from suffering, of course, the photo of the pitiful eyes also has a lot of credit. Qian Guang has been busy here all day. Ah, if I die, I won't be able to regain my vitality within 2 or 3 months after this incident, even the vitality bullets. Mira added some wine to his special straw glass and covered her mouth with a chuckle, but it was really hard for him. Oh, Sister Mira, bring us 3 more beers. Here we come. Mira started her daily work, and she enjoyed being able to help everyone and be with everyone. Ah, that's great, Sister Mira will make an appointment with me next time. Boom. Before Wakaba could finish his sentence, he was accurately shot in the head by a ball of paper. A man with red eyes and breasts leaking breasts is frantically outputting a stack of papers, one sheet in a few seconds, and the discarded ones are directly crumpled into paper balls and thrown out, but every time they hit Wakaba's face. Ouch, wait, Qian Guang, I was wrong, it hurts. Qian Guang wanted to directly write a real thousands of hands to write this thing, why just finished writing and there are still a lot. Chairman, just like this, you still have the face to attend some shit routine meeting, your face. Qian Guang wants to catch him right now and tie him to a chair so that he can write day and night. Of course, it is not recommended that you treat the author like this, the author will die. Beside, Natsu was slumped on the desk trying to figure out how 100J would survive the next mission, and Lucy was at the bulletin board trying to figure out how to pay next month's rent. If you have any tasks you want, you can tell me, because the president has gone to a routine meeting. Mira and Lucy explain. It is the presidents from all over the country who gather together regularly for report meetings. Click. Just as Mira finished speaking, Qian Guang's pen broke, and her long black and smooth hair flew up. Kana, who was drinking not far from him, silently moved his seat a little further away. Teacher Mira didn't care about the student who disturbed the classroom at all, and borrowed a light pen from Lidas, the painter in the guild, to continue the lecture. The council is composed of 10 counselors who have close ties with the government. Then there is the Alliance of Guild Masters, which mainly conveys the news of the council and manages us mages. There are also guys in the dark guilds, guilds that are not managed by the Alliance, and sometimes commit crimes. They are very terrible guys. Ha 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 ha. Okay, Lucy, hurry up and choose the task. Natsu couldn't wait any longer. Hey, the team formation last time should be cancelled. Anyway, as long as you are a blonde woman, it's fine. Lucy looked angry, feeling that she had been deceived. Not only for this reason, but of course I chose Lucy because you are a good person. Natsu said with a smile, and sent the good person card directly. Don't be afraid, you don't have to force him to form a team, someone will rush to form a team with you. Seeing Natsu's embarrassment, Gray naturally wanted to intervene. You are annoying. Natsu and Gray leaned against each other. Ha, you just said I'm annoying, stinky flame. It's so annoying. Boring perverted man. You chicken head. You fluffy man. ... Click. Pen dies again. There are no more pens around, only a dozen dead pens. Hey, Mira, there are no more pens in the guild, I'm going to buy some pens. Qian Guang changed his previous displeasure, and looked at Mira with a smile on his face. Ah, how about I go? Mira was a little scared, she felt that something bad would happen if Qian Guang was let go. No, I teleport fast. Well, where did you buy it? The light of the magic circle lit up, and a cruel smile appeared on Qian Guang's face. Well, maybe it's the place for a routine meeting. Mirajan looked at the bar where no one was standing there. It was over. He had to notify the president immediately, otherwise the president would turn from Mediterranean to bald. When Mirajan was about to find the magic letter, Loki suddenly pushed open the door of the guild. It's not good. Urza, she's back. Just now, everyone in the guild who was still joking about Natsu Gray seemed to be strangled by someone, unable to make a sound. Gray and Natsu, who were still arguing just now, looked ugly, as if they saw some terrible monster. Miss Urza is what Natsu mentioned earlier. The only ones in the guild who don't change their faces are Mirajan and Lucy. One is not afraid, and the other is not aware. Basically, she can be regarded as the strongest female mage in Fairy Tail. Mira didn't complain when she said this. One click. Boom boom boom. Before seeing the person, hear the voice first. The sound of huge footsteps seemed to step on everyone's hearts. A figure in armor appeared, holding a very large horn. That flowing red hair and valiant heroic posture is like a general, it doesn't look like there was a non-mainstream time before. Boom, I'm back, is the president here? Allah, you're back, the president has gone to a regular meeting. Myra's sweet explanation is not at all like the previous tit for tat when they met each other. Well, what about Qian Guang? He may go to hunt down the beard and hair of the president. ? Urza looked blank. Is this some new PY? Miss Urza, what is that amazing thing? It's the demon horn I hunted down, and the local villagers warmly gave me it as an ornament. I say you. I heard a lot of rumors along the way, saying that Fairy Tail always causes troubles all day long. Even if the president forgives you, I won't forgive you. Kana, you drink. As Fairy Tail's discipline committee member, Urza began to preach to everyone as soon as he came back. Even Gray and Natsu, who were still arguing, turned into loving each other. Natsu directly turns happy into love. Lucy's eyes widened as she watched the terrified Natsu and Gray. This is Gray and Natsu. Isn't this closer than a brother? And Natsu, you don't look like that at all. Never seen Natsu like this. Because Natsu had singled out Urza before, and was beaten half to death. Mira was still drawing with a light pen. Lucy couldn't believe that such a strong Natsu was beaten half to death. Gray was beaten to death when Urza saw him undressing. And Rocky was beaten half to death when he flirted with his sister. It's really a great result. Gray, Natsu, I have something to ask you guys. Urza ignored the others and looked at Gray and Natsu. I heard a tricky piece of news on the way back. I originally wanted to ask the president and Qian Guang to make a decision, but it was too late. In Urza's mind, Qian Guang is quite reliable, at least more reliable than himself. Would you like to help? Everyone was surprised. What kind of mission required such a powerful Urza to ask for help? We're leaving tomorrow, so hurry up and get ready. Seeing that the two did not refute, Urza directly arranged it. Gray and Natsu looked at each other, extremely upset. Why should I team up with this guy? This is their second team up. The last time they teamed up to fight against Qian Guang's tyranny, unfortunately they failed and suffered from diarrhea for a week. Mirajan covered her mouth in surprise. Urza, Gray and Natsu form a team together. This may be the strongest team in Fairy Tail. Laxus, Gildarts, Miston Hill, and Qian Guang may laugh wildly if they hear it. The other side, Qian Guang, who was constantly teleporting in the forest, suddenly saw a silver-haired figure holding a sickle appearing in front of him. Startled, he punched out directly. Aragorn originally wanted to stop this mysterious man running around outside his guild. In the end, what greeted me was a big fist, and I was blown away without paying attention, and the blow was quite far. What the hell, it scared me. That person was so familiar just now, but I didn't see it clearly, so I didn't beat him to death. Let's run quickly. If you are blackmailed, you will be finished. Qian Guang ran away directly, and he still had a big revenge that he had not avenged. On a tree far, far away, Aragorn was hanging on the tree weakly, and he felt that his ribs must be broken. Very scary. Night, Kroba City Inn. Whirring. Makarov was fast asleep in his hotel bed. The magic circle in the room lit up, and a young man with a cruel smile appeared on his face. It was just a sleeping magic that came up, and I felt unsafe and threw a few more shots. The young man looked at the old man on the bed who was sleeping very badly, and took out a rainbow-colored potion. Gia. The figure directly poured all the potion on the president's hair and beard. He watched the pale beard grow continuously in an instant, and turned into the color of the rainbow. Satisfied, he teleported downstairs again and opened a room. I didn't waste my magic power in vain to come here. This moment is too satisfying. This potion was originally intended for the president to grow hair, but after he used it, not only had no effect, his hair turned green directly. Qian Guang made adjustments on this basis, and the potion changed from green to iridescent. He comforted himself countless times in his heart that the color was just magical and maybe the effect would only last long after using it. Before he had time to give it to the president, he went to the meeting and conducted experiments with other animals. When it grows, it becomes a rainbow. It was originally planned to be changed, but now it is just right, so there is no need to change it, and it is used directly. The next morning, Qian Guang, room 322. Qian Guang rolled over comfortably and continued to sleep. Train station. Let go of Mr. Gui. I warn you, Mr. Gui is very strong. I advise you not to be ignorant. The palm-sized Mr. Turtle was wrapped in Lucy's hands, and Lucy sat on the chair at the train station with a look of lovelessness. There were still 2 gunpowder barrels confronting each other in front of them, surrounded by a group of people. Why is Lucy here, and this stupid turtle? Happy hugged the fish tightly, and the tail of the fish had already been bitten by the stupid turtle. That is because Lucy thought of what Mira said to herself yesterday. Those 2 idiots will definitely be arguing behind Urza's back. Can you watch them for me? By the way, this little guy hasn't gone out for a long time. Take him there, he can protect you. Mira handed the Benben who was frantically stuffing food to Lucy. That's the way it is. Hey, how can I stop it, and what's the use of this tortoise? I heard it was raised by Qian Guang. Will it be treated? Lucy pushed the stupid head with her hands. She really couldn't figure out what the use of this little guy was, as a shield the size of a palm. Woo. It's true, just don't let go, not at all. You guys are here. Fortunately, Urza came, and the 2 idiots finally stopped arguing, but when Lucy saw Urza's equipment, he was not calm. A 2-person tall car was pulled by Urza, and Lucy immediately petrified, but Natsu and Gray didn't think it was strange. Maybe they thought that everything was possible with Urza, and they were hugging together to play brothers. After a brief introduction, Urza welcomed Lucy's arrival. At least the girl seemed to be a normal person. Urza, I can help, but I have one condition. Urza looked sideways at Natsu's words. Tell me. That is to compete with me after the end. Natsu looked at Urza with a fighting look on his face. He would not be defeated just because of one failure, but Gray next to him felt that he was courting death. I'm not the one who failed last time. Now I have the confidence to beat you. Fighting. Although I don't have the confidence to beat you, but it's okay, I accept your challenge. Urza looked up at Natsu seriously, and she took fighting seriously, and she liked Natsu's character very much. Cut. Garbage hedgehog head. Ben directly bit off half of the fish, and swallowed it with Happy's expression full of tears. It does have the ability to say this, because Urza was the only one of them who almost broke his own defense. Neither Natsu nor Gray were calm, both of them felt insulted after all. Go to hell. Natsu grabbed Ben straight away, threw him to the ground and began to ravage him. It's a pity that the tortoise's head shrinks back and has nothing to do with the world. In the end, Lucy couldn't stand it anymore and rescued Ben, otherwise he would miss the train. On the train, Sigma_close corner bracket. Angle, vomit. Natsu just lay down. Dragon Slayer is amazing. The most outrageous thing is that this setting actually continued to the end. Ben directly beat Natsu on the face. This wave, called the turtle car fit, beat the Yanlong King violently. Qian Guang looked at a group of strangely shaped presidents with two big pandas on his back, and sighed in his heart. He was still caught, he was careless. When he got up in the morning, he found that he had been hung up. Except for the color, the shape of the president has been restored to its original shape. Qian Guang, who got up at the time, hadn't fully figured out the situation, and burst out laughing when he saw this picture. As you can imagine, it turned into half a panda. Makarov didn't even look in the mirror when he woke up in the morning and realized that something was wrong with him. What a joke. How old am I? Can my hair grow taller than me overnight? Can you change your color? Without even thinking about it, I knew it was Qian Guang who did it. Sure enough, I went to the front desk and asked if there was a Hei Chengji, and then I found him. He wanted an antidote, but Qian Guang said that he didn't have it. The best friend in the last experiment was shaved by himself. Makarov's face was terribly black, and he beat him again, turning into a panda completely. But after all, he was not willing to part with his little hair. After all, who knew if it would grow back after being shaved? He directly used a wave of physical magic to dye his beard and hair white. However, Qian Guang secretly discovered that this old man didn't know how to buy it, and the one he bought was not waterproof, so he had time to make a fuss. O=E. What's the matter, little Qian Guang? Brother Makarov is too much. Don't be afraid, come to our guild, I miss you very much for one night. With a bald head, a bearded face, and two small wings on the back, a fat body in a purple dress appeared next to Qian Guang. He looked into Qian Guang's eyes distressedly, and wanted to rub him. Qian Guang was so frightened that he backed away, and even cast a healing spell on his face, removing his panda logo. He was afraid that he would use force. Know that if you find a panda that won't hurt you, there is no way to stop your perversion. This is Bob, the president of Blue Pegasus, who has always wanted to draw Qian Guang into his guild. The reason is that Qian Guang went directly to their guild for a night of research to study potions. As a result, he was just spotted by Bob, who was reading the weekly magazine. If he didn't run fast, he would have been forced to stay. As for one night, after studying with him, the explosions became more frequent and more powerful. As for the guildmaster, he has forgotten about his morning routine now and is bragging about his new girl, Lucy, to Goldmine, the Quattro Cerberus guild leader, with chicken legs in his hand and wine in his hand. Makarov, don't get too excited. Those fellows in the council have been worried that Fairy Tail will destroy a city one day. Goldmine is very upset. Why, there is no girl in his guild, and he has a headache when he thinks of his drunk dog. In this case, I still want to be destroyed by Lucy's body. It can be seen that Makarov has drunk a little too much. War correspondent Qian Guang recorded this scene very accurately with magic images. This is the weapon that allows this stinky old man to work on his own. But Qian Guang, who had just gotten rid of Bob, was stopped again, this time by a wrinkled old woman in a witch's costume. He kept muttering, "It's you, right, you deceitful man, how did you lie to Mia? The old woman will teach you a lesson today. Come on." The president of Mermaid Heel, oink, well, a very old president. In order not to be blackmailed, bear it. After all, I have no money. President Makarov, Miss Muradyan has written to you. A blue bird wearing a wizard hat suddenly flew over. Hearing this, Qian Guang teleported to appear next to the president. Why, Mira didn't write me a letter. What, I sneaked out to assassinate the president with hair and a beard. That's fine. When the letter was opened, a green magic circle lit up, and Myra's big smiling face was in sight. Makarov was very proud to show off to the other guild leaders, look, this is the signature girl of our guild, she is very beautiful. Qian Guang was also very proud to imitate the chairman, look, this is my girlfriend, don't try to make fun of her. Snapped. Makarov kicked Qian Guang directly in the face. Brat, who gave you the courage to appear in front of me? Stinky old man, who brought me here? President, it's hard work attending the regular meeting. Actually, during the time when the president was away, a very interesting thing happened. Would you believe it? Urza, Natsu and Gray formed a team. I think this should be Fairy Tail's strongest team. Hearing this, Makarov's heart that was showing off just now disappeared, and his hands trembled uncontrollably. Qian Guang was lying on the ground, frantically suppressing the corners of his mouth. He didn't know if he was strong or not, but he was the most capable of tearing apart. Makarov fell on the table, and the surrounding presidents gave him a sympathetic look. Suddenly he thought of something, jumped off the table and grabbed Qian Guang's collar and shook it wildly. Boy, go stop them, you are the fastest here. Otherwise they will literally destroy the city. Ah, what did you say, President? I seem to be selectively deaf, and you have to believe the three of them, they are not children anymore. Hurry up. Qian Guang glared at the old man viciously, but he went obediently. After all, he was not the rebellious boy Laxus. And it's really troublesome to destroy it. When I was doing the work of those presidents, I found that I had to lose a lot of money every time. But what? The moment Qian Guang lit up the magic circle, a sinister smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Hey, President, there is sauce near the corner of your mouth, let me wash it off for you. Before Makarov could react, a water polo directly hit his face. In an instant, 7 colors of light radiated in the hall, and it was the first time Qian Guang knew that this thing could emit light. The circle of presidents saw Makarov's colorful hair and beard after being briefly blinded. Ha 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 ha. The hall became cheerful in an instant, but the price of this joy was that Makarov was completely petrified. He suddenly felt that the destruction of the city was good. High altitude. Ah, how do I find such a big place? I can't even remember the plot. Have a vague memory of a flute. Dizzy, white-haired scythe. I almost killed the enemy boss when I was on my way yesterday. Forget it, let's look again, it must be where there is smoke, they are not the masters of peace. Oshibana Station. Staff were evacuating passengers amidst the smog and the army had been knocked out of the station. Urza and his party also saw the white-haired scythe, Aragorn. But he looks miserable now, his upper body is covered with bandages, and the hand holding the sickle trembles slightly. Who was that monster yesterday? It's too scary. Although I was defenseless, is it really possible for a human to punch myself like this? What is the purpose of hijacking the station? Although Urza was a little surprised why the enemy boss was in such a state, he didn't underestimate it. Maybe the opponent wanted to confuse him. My magic power has just been consumed too much. Urza and his party used magic power to drive the car to chase, and the magic power was running out. Hee, don't you understand? What do you say is in the station? Aragorn flew over the radio. You want to kill the whole city with LBY. This is called purge. They don't know what to say and shout to defend their rights. The ignorant people who enjoy life should be pruned. I'll leave it to you next. Instead of talking nonsense with Urza and the others, Aragorn directly used the magic of the wind to leave, and the wound began to ache, so he had to avoid fighting. Don't try to run. Natsu wanted to chase, but was stopped by a group of boys. High in the sky, Aragorn cast a magic wind wall to trap everyone in the station. Hee, stupid, really thought I would use LBY to deal with ordinary people. My goal has always been there. He looked at the place where the presidents had their regular meeting, and he wanted to catch all the presidents in one go. Good afternoon. Suddenly there was a whisper in his ear. Aragorn's pupils dilated. Someone. And I didn't realize that the storm coat was added to protect myself. Seeing you alive and kicking, I don't know whether I should be happy or sad. It's quite resistant to beating. I didn't hold back that punch at that time. Qian Guang took a few steps back. If only he had paid attention at that time, so he didn't have to make a trip. After searching for a long time, I didn't pay much attention to the smoke before, but if I can't notice such a big storm, I can retire early. It's you, Elf Doctor. Only then did Aragorn see the person coming. He knew this person. After all, it was too popular before, and the people of the Dark Guild were also greedy for his potion formula. But what he just said about the previous punch coincided with the blurred outline in his mind yesterday. That's right. It was this person yesterday. Cold sweat broke out on Aragorn's head. It seems that today is not going to end well. I didn't expect everyone to think that the weak goblin doctor is so strong. I didn't say I was weak. And why do you think that a person who goes to dangerous places to collect medicine every day and faces the risk of being kidnapped is weak? Aragorn was stunned for a moment. Yes, why did he think he was weak? What a monster. The healing ability is already so strong, and the strength is also the same. He wants to take out the flute. As long as you blow the flute, even if you are a monster, you are finished. But Qian Guang obviously noticed his little trick. I advise you not to move. Aragorn stopped, with a cloudy expression, thought for a while, and became hard-hearted, wanting to play the flute quickly. Puff, I think I told you, don't move. Aragorn was directly knocked down from the air, and Lby also fell into Qian Guang's hands. Qian Guang didn't care about Aragorn, but just played with the flute. Is this a lullaby, so powerful? The curious Qian Guang wanted to play a song by himself. Before researching enough, a huge wind blade struck Qian Guang. He turned slightly to avoid it, and the wind blew his hair, revealing a pair of playful eyes. Wind. A lion's head made of wind took shape, roaring and biting Aragorn. The small and sharp wind blades directly tore his windbreaker, and his bandaged upper body was also covered with dense wounds. Aragorn fainted. Originally, Qian Guang should have struggled to deal with him, but who made him receive his full strength last night? You, a crispy mage, have no magic power protection, so you are in good health if you can get up. Laxus dare not be as reckless as you. Well, there is still something about this magic wind wall. After all, it is something that can trap even Urza, even though it is Urza who doesn't have much magic power. Chug chug. No matter what she said, a pink-haired maid emerged from the soil. Then a figure with red hair appeared. Qian Guang. Hi, Urza, you are in a bit of a mess. Qian Guang greeted Urza with a smile, and the green magic circle lit up to restore her injured arm. Urza, hurry up and get out. Gray's voice came from below. Lucy, don't look, you stupid cat. Qian Guang was a little curious, very curious. What the hell is going on inside? Saved. Happy, what did you just see? Lucy grabbed Happy and began to ravage. Pink. After all the staff came up, there was another voice from the hole. Well, can you give me a hand? Qian Guang felt that this voice was a bit familiar, while Lucy was stiff all over, as if she had forgotten something. Qian Guang dug out at the entrance of the cave and took out a turtle. Hey, stupid. Why are you here? Ben said he was too bored and wanted to come out for a walk, but he fell down accidentally just now. Lucy covered Ben's mouth to prevent him from speaking. She would never admit that she put him in her pocket forgotten. The main reason is that there is no sense of existence. No matter how many minutes he fell asleep. Then why do you still have to dig a hole to come out? Just let him grow bigger and come out against him. Yeah, Lucy, you should have brought it out sooner. Natsu clapped his hands in agreement. Lucy is numb. You guys are devils. Did anyone tell me that he can grow bigger? Devil, you are a devil. Mr. Turtle is going to sit on your ass to death. Didn't you notice that he's a different size every time you see him? Qian Guang directly threw this idiot to Lucy and came out voluntarily. A ghost would believe that he was too lazy to even move his head, and came out voluntarily. Okay, I've got the flute. Don't move around here, the president will come to you, and I don't know how long it will take. By the way, the wind stopped after a while. You guys have gone too far this time. It feels like the station is useless. Qian Guang had already used the wind to slowly stop the magic wind wall just now, trying to minimize the damage as much as possible. See you later. He ran away directly from the magic circle. As for taking them with him, he thinks the road is too leisurely. I hate JPG. Hey, there is another wounded here. Natsu is still thinking about that Kaga, but Qian Guang ignores him. Pull him down, he won't die. Night. On the hill outside the regular meeting hotel. Oh, this girl and this one both look good. The current mage, both in appearance and innards, are pretty good. Well, I think so too, old man. I like this picture of the bunny girl. Well, you don't understand, this cat girl is the best. Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Wait, why is the voice of the idiot kid here? Makarov turned his head and saw Qian Guang's handsome face. Why are you here, kid? President, you can't blame me for this. Anyone would want to come and see if there are any treasures on your mountain with colorful lights. By the way, why don't you use white paint? Boom. The president gets angry when he thinks of this, and turns him into a national treasure again. He also wanted to use white paint, but that was the last white paint in the hotel this morning. How could he go out and buy it like this? Who to count on? You are still Bob. Huh, they didn't make a fuss, did they? The president was also tired, and said calmly with Qian Guang behind his back. Ah, it really hurts. Fortunately, I went there in time, and just ruined a station. Qian Guang got up and rubbed his eyes. This old man is really merciless. Although he was mentally prepared, the president still trembled when he heard the news. It's pretty good, President, you don't know. If you go later, the city will be destroyed. What should I do with this thing? Qian Guang took out the flute from the space, but this flute seems to be a little different now. The holes of the three eyes exude a purple light. Huh, it seems to be different. It's all a bunch of useless wizards. I can't stand it anymore. A deep voice sounded from the flute, and the whole flute disappeared into a huge purple magic circle. The royal army who came to the routine meeting place because of LBY was also frightened by the huge monster in front of them. A demon with the size of a hill made of twisted trees appeared in everyone's eyes. It looked like a ghost beast, but he had 3 eyes. What is this? There is trouble. Want to help? My back hurts, you guys go. Most of the presidents in the regular meeting fled one after another. Qian Guang felt a little outrageous. Are these people really the president? It's too outrageous. Urza and his party on another mountain also saw this huge demon. What is that? What the squad fuss takes. Lucy always remembers her responsibilities. Urza looked heavy. Go over there. They spent too much time in the city, mainly because they really thought that the president would come to them, but the president was looking at the photo. Hey, this is a bit outrageous. Why is it so big? Ben is not so big. President, hurry up, get bigger and fight him. I will buff you. Qian Guang and several presidents stood together and encouraged Makarov. This little old man must punch a demon. Solve it yourself. And when did you learn to add magic? Ah, I didn't learn after reading, but it doesn't prevent me from cheering you up. Tic-tac-toe popped up above the president's head. His arm instantly enlarged and he grabbed Qian Guang and threw it out. Really, there is no one in the guild to worry about. How can I retire with peace of mind? You're so irritable. Let's get some medicine to fix it. Why would the president prefer to find Poliusica instead of me? I don't think my level is much worse. Could it be that they have an affair? Qian Guang, who was thrown out, felt that he had discovered a big secret, but he had to deal with this large dryad first. Well, he thought of one. Plant magic, wood titan. Huge tree branches kept popping up from the ground, and they were pieced together, gradually turning into a fat titan with a tortoise shield in one hand and a dragon wrapped around his shoulders. Qian Guang stood on top of the chunky titan, looked at LBY who was still ahead of him, and sighed, hey, I still miscalculated, but it's enough. Fatty, hit him. The king's soldiers saw another titan coming out and put down their weapons and waited to die. Unexpectedly, the fat titan who came out later and looked weak punched the dead tree spirit directly. I'm going to eat your soul. Seeing that the chunky thing in front of him dared to attack him, Lullaby felt insulted, roared, the huge purple magic circle in his mouth lit up, and the ugly flute sounded instantly. Oops, it feels like my soul is being sucked away. It's a curse. Stop him. I have to say that this group of presidents is quite dedicated as a group performer. Why don't you try to be a professional actor? The wooden titan punched Larrabee on the chin, and the unpleasant sound stopped instantly. Qian Guang felt that this guy was a fool. I already punched you, why are you still opening your mouth, waiting to be punched? He fell directly to the ground, sat on him, and started a brutal fat beating. Little Qian Guang is really amazing. I really envy you, Brother Makarov, with such an excellent successor. I'm not far behind. Bob was quite satisfied with Yi at first, but compared with Qian Guang, he felt that Yi might need to work on it. After all, Qian Guang is someone else's child in the legend. Goldmine was also nibbling on a handkerchief, not to mention his dog, who knew how to drink it all day long. But that being said, they didn't really want to draw Qian Guang into the guild anymore. After all, they didn't want to get up early in the morning to change their colors or something. So. Makarov did have the idea of retiring, but those people in the guild, Laxus the rebellious boy, Gildarts the sloppy uncle, Mistogan who dare not meet people, Mirajan who has magic power, and Urza who is terrified. Looking at it this way, Qian Guang is indeed the most suitable, but I have not retired yet, and I will still be able to retire. And the current Qian Guang may not be able to hold back, and he doesn't know how far this fool has grown. In the distance, Urza and his group watched the two dryads who were fighting and forgot to hurry. They had never seen Qian Guang's treant before, and they all mistakenly thought it was the magic of other guild leaders. It's amazing, I don't know which president's magic it is. Lucy sighed, couldn't help but compare with herself, and successfully found that she was nothing. Ben yawned and looked at the wooden titan thoughtfully, but he didn't say anything. Let them think about it. Battlefield. Qian Guang was a little disappointed. Is this the demon in the Book of Zirf? If he doesn't know how to kill, he can only curse and kill. After fighting for a long time, besides cursing and talking big, you should use a skill. Hey, I still want to see it, I don't want to play anymore. Qian Guang directly manipulated the branches on Wood Titan's body to pierce Lullaby's body. Hey, let me go. Lullaby struggled helplessly, and the other branches wrapped around him, getting tighter and tighter. Roar, human, boom, his whole body turned into magic dust and turned into a flute again. Qian Guang lifted the wooden titan and picked up his spoils. Ah, you are a good dish. The purple light of the magic flute's three eyes kept flashing, as if it was roaring unwillingly, but it finally went out, and the flute itself burst. It's so easy to solve, it's amazing, and I think Qian Guang is very similar to when I was young. Bob propped up his chubby face and missed his youth. Qian Guang, who just came back, felt a chill in his body when he heard this. Decided, I will go back to my health tomorrow, and I must go to bed before 2 o'clock every day. Because this guy was really handsome when he was young, much more handsome than those in their guild. President, Qian Guang. The protagonist team arrived late, but they were caught in an instant. Makarov was still wondering, but it was too late when he suddenly realized something. Ahahahahahahaha, old man, what kind of look do you have, it's so cool. Boom, Natsu managed to perform an upside-down onion for everyone, but it was like turning on some kind of switch instead. Not only Urza and others, but also the other presidents burst into laughter. Ah. It's really good, little Qian Guang, give me some next time. Handsome Makarov, so be it from now on. Very cute president. Magic Council. Even if Eisenwald is completely destroyed, the fundamental problem remains the same. There are as many dark guilds as there are stars. There should be a complete cleanup. Why is such a dangerous magic brought out? Everyone looked at the sealed and broken flute and felt scared. If it really played, a lot of people would die. However, Fairy Tale, who has always been regarded as a thorn in the side, saved our lives. The blue-haired young man suddenly mentioned Fairy Tale, wanting to change everyone's perception of Fairy Tale. It's amazing, 5 or 6 people can destroy a guild. A long-haired woman couldn't help but praise. I have to say that if LBY really killed a few presidents at that time, a few of us would definitely lose their heads. It's a pity that the blue-haired young man's words seemed to have stabbed some people's wounds, and he shouted loudly, come on. You want to blame us for it? Their extreme actions this time still make us scratch our heads. Hey, you'd better say something frank and comfort them. After all, there is one of them who is not good at talking. The blue-haired young man thought of a certain black-haired figure, and said with a chuckle, but obviously those old men didn't listen. The news that Eisenwald wanted to attack the guild master became big news overnight, and everyone in the kingdom knew about it. But they only knew that it was resolved in the end, and they didn't mention Fairy Tale, let alone Qian Guang. After all, they were already very famous now, and the council didn't want them to continue to grow. Everyone in the guild didn't care about this matter, just like they didn't care about the council's complaints against them. I am still the first guild of Kingdom of Fury, and there are still many tasks, which are no different from usual. Morning home. Illegal trespass. When Qian Guang was still lying on the bed, Lucy's scream came from next door. Ah, it's so noisy. He was so angry that he teleported into Lucy's room with Bumble as a weapon. Ah, another illegal trespass. The morning was still lively. Fortunately, Mira went to the guild early every morning, otherwise it would have been even more lively. After some squabbling, everyone sat down calmly, and Qian Guang was also completely awake, sitting carelessly on a chair in his pajamas. Rare guy Gray, you're still the same freak, so what's up in the morning? Asshole, I call it my own style. Today is the time for big events, have you all forgotten? What's the big deal? Lucy thought for a while but couldn't remember, so she asked Gray directly. Qian Guang also looked at him, why didn't she know anything? You forgot what Natsu said before leaving. Today is the time for Natsu and Urza to duel. Duel. Natsu doesn't want to live anymore. After traveling for so long, Qian Guang has almost forgotten the plot of Fairy Tale, and only remembers a few important events. Natsu has died too many times, so it is normal not to remember. Guild Gate. A large crowd is surrounding Urza and Natsu. Come on, Natsu. Natsu, come on. Everyone is basically cheering for Natsu, because this is a challenge, of course, cheering for the challenge. Lucy and Gray rushed over Qian Guang's space magic, and Mira saw them smiling and greeting them. Allah, you are here, it hasn't started yet. Ha, it's okay, anyway, it will be over soon, I want to go back to sleep again. That's not okay, and don't wear pajamas next time, just take care of it once in a while. Mira pouted and complained to Qian Guang, but she still took out a comb to help him tidy up his messy hair due to sleeping. Lucy automatically ignored the bowl of dog food, looked at Natsu and Urza inside. No way, are they here for real? Of course it's true. A man's promise must be fulfilled. Alfman next to him didn't know why it ignited, maybe it was because he hadn't played for a long time. But, if two people in the strongest team fight. Before Lucy finished speaking, Gray interrupted her. The strongest team, what is that? It's you, Urza and Natsu, the top 3 of Fairy Tale. Ha, how boring, this kind of thing. Boom. There was a lump on Gray's head. Qian Guang was standing behind Gray with a smile on his face. Mira had already covered her face and started to cry. Although Gray and Natsu are masculine, Fairy Tale still has many strong ones, such as me and brother Qian Guang. Low-key Alfman, let's be humble. Hey, Lu Chan, Urza is indeed the strongest woman, but the strongest men are Laxus, Mistogen and Qian Guang. Qian Guang is so strong. Lucy looked at Qian Guang with a look of surprise. In his eyes, Qian Guang was just a worthless salted fish who read newspapers in the corner all day long. Hey, your eyes are very impolite. Why do you all think I'm weak? Be careful that my left hand is benevolent and my right hand is good, and I want to fight with you. No need. People just think that Urza, Natsu and Gray are the best match. Okay, don't cry, the culprit has been eliminated by me. Of course, Qian Guang would not miss this opportunity, and took advantage of the opportunity to catch Mirajan. Gray, I praise you, and hit you more lightly next time. Everyone ignored the two of them, they got used to it, and discussed what kind of battle this would be. While everyone was still discussing, the battle had already started, and Urza directly used his Yandi armor with the highest fire resistance. But when the two were about to start, a humanoid toad appeared in front of everyone. Dwang, that's it, I am the special envoy sent by the council. Arrest Urza Scarlet for property damage and other crimes in the Eisenwald incident. Hearing this, everyone became restless. Arrest Urza. Are you kidding me? What are you talking about? Opening parenthesis question mark question mark question mark. Dish. 3. Hearing the toad's speech, the corners of Qian Guang's mouth curled up into a smile, but his eyes were extraordinarily cold. With Myra's worried eyes, she slowly walked towards the special envoy. That's right, I just happened to be dissatisfied with the Eisenwald incident, why not let me go instead of her? Qian Guang's magical power revealed unconsciously, but it was only aimed at the toad. The special envoy was sweating coldly, but he still put on airs and said, Qian Guang Meredith. You want to defy the council's decision. Qian Guang, don't be impulsive, I'll go with them. Urza took the initiative to stand up to avoid conflict, and Marajan also came to Qian Guang's side. Qian Guang shook his head, motioning for the two of them not to intervene. He fumbled in the space next to him, took out a sign and threw it to the special envoy. Qian Guang directly knocked off his little hat, put his hand on his head and whispered to his ear, then you don't want to arrest the person who has the king's royal token, you toad of the council. Qian Guang's eyes became colder in the shadows, and the envoy's body trembled even more violently. Magic Council Fury Division. Long time no see, Qian Guang. As soon as Qian Guang and Toad arrived at the council, they were stopped by a young man with blue hair. Seeing that the blue-haired young Toad seemed to have seen a savior, he was apprehensive all the way, for fear of offending the great god. Although the Magic Council did not belong to any kingdom, it did not dare to arrest members of the royal family at will, even if it was just a token. It's really rotten enough. Bang! The green-skinned Toad fell to the ground and fell into a nightmare. After all, he was not very careful. It's really been a long time, Jello, this is the missing body. Your face is really kind to me. Next time, use the main body. Qian Guang also took care of Jello with a smile, and Jello was the person he greeted and interacted with the council the most. Poor man too, but that's no excuse for your mistakes. Because Qian Guang consciously asked about the paradise during the previous conversation, which made him a little afraid. Assaulting the staff of the council is not a small crime, Qian Guang. What, isn't it because he was too sleepy and fell asleep? Qian Guang looked at him with a half-smile. Come on, those old men are still waiting. No hurry, Jello, I'm not a criminal, you see I'm not even wearing handcuffs. You've put all your effort into waiting for me, don't you just want to see me? I don't think my charm has reached this level yet. The situation this time is probably just that those old men don't want to be responsible. What does that have to do with you? Let me think about it. Urza should have come before. Do you like Urza or is it because of paradise? Sure enough, Jalal's pupils shrank when he heard the word paradise, he knew it. He didn't feel that the man in front of him was like Urza, and he had absolutely no means of restraining him. He stared at Qian Guang with a sullen face. Fortunately, he was a thought body, otherwise the magic power might be a little out of control. How do you know? He didn't feel that this man was deceiving him. It was a coincidence once or twice, and it was too much to mention it every time we met. It seemed that his plan had changed again. Well, I know it's nothing. After all, I don't think it's a big deal. I just don't know what the old men inside think. Let's talk about the conditions. Qian Guang smiled. This time he was sincere. He really didn't expect that Jello would be waiting for him here. He originally thought to use force to give those old men a warning, but now it seems that there is no need. I really see your kind face. Jello, there should be quite a few judges on your side. I think we should have some publicity and bonuses as the big contributors to the Eisenwald incident. Jello looked at him suspiciously. This incident was just a formality. He didn't believe that Qian Guang couldn't see it. Why did he choose a decision that made the old men even more afraid? But it doesn't matter to him, it's better to finish this. Of course, Qian Guang would not do anything harmful to the guild. The council will be reshuffled soon, so there must be some wool. As for the matter of Urza and Jello, they can solve it by themselves. Urza has always had a knot in his heart. Okay, let's go. When Jello was about to disappear, Qian Guang seemed to think of something, and added, if someone makes a scene here later, nothing will happen. Jello paused when he heard the disappearance of the thought body, but he didn't say anything. His plan was about to be completed, so he didn't have to worry so much. Guild, what the hell is going on? Of course, there is no way to continue the discussion after this kind of incident. Everyone in the guild sat down on their chairs in depression. President. Muradjan looked at the president with a worried expression while holding the benben in his hand. Urza wanted to rush out, but was stopped by the president. Trust Qian Guang, he must have his own ideas in doing this. Makarov sat in the shadows, his heart was no less angry than the children. It's really uncomfortable to watch the children being wronged and think about the rules. The most noisy Natsu was caught next to him by the president. This is real Natsu, not a salamander transformed by Macau. Muradjan still looked worried, and kept clenching her clumsy hand. Then, as if she had made a decision, she let go and handed the book to the president. What is this? The president took benben and didn't realize what it was for. Benben suddenly grew bigger, and pressed the president under him, but he didn't use much force, just trapped him. Alfman. Oh, Alfman understood, smiled and let his sister sit on his shoulders, and made a big hole in the wall and rushed out. President, I will apologize to you again when I come back. Urza, Natsu, and Gray also laughed, and rushed out together. When they left, they pulled Lucy who was still beside him, and the others also rushed out. In the guild, only a few middle-aged people such as Macau and Wakaba were left, old people. You little. Makarov kept roaring under Benben's body, but he couldn't get bigger and lifted Benben up. When the people were almost gone, the chairman's voice came out again, hey, it's almost done, stupid turtle. No, Mira said that she will hold you down. Really a silly turtle, and then he was overturned, ah. Old man, you don't talk about martial arts. Qian Guang Meredith, don't go too far. An old man with a beard in the magic tribunal yelled at Qian Guang. It was originally a trial scene, but it suddenly became troublesome because of Qian Guang. Oh, I'm too much, Mr. Judge. First of all, I'm not a criminal, I should have a chair, and you said that people from our guild destroyed the station and so on. Then I would like to ask, why did the people in Eisenwald get LBY so easily? Why don't you explain it to me? Are you blaming us? Some people couldn't sit still, how could such a small matter become like this? Boom. The huge magic power directly shattered the floor tiles under his feet into pieces. Qian Guang looked at the bearded man coldly. Blame, you can take it as blame. If I remember correctly, my token now represents the Kingdom of Fury. I have the right to question your dereliction of duty and maliciously discredit the heroes. Seeing Qian Guang's aggressive attitude, the old men flushed with anger as if they were being strangled by the neck. He really wanted to refute Qian Guang's royal token. Although he didn't know how he got such an important token, he didn't dare to gamble. Everyone, calm down, I'll just say thank you to the heroes frankly. Just give them back the honor that originally belonged to them, and I believe His Excellency Qian Guang will understand this incident. When the sword was on the verge of breaking out, Jello came out to be a peacemaker and made everyone take a step back. I agree too. The other undecided reviewers agreed to this condition after thinking about it, as long as they have nothing to do. The bearded man trembled with anger, but he had nothing to do. After all, it was a foregone conclusion, and he stared at Jello. Okay, I've suffered a bit from this, but... Before Qian Guang could finish his words, the wall of the courtroom was broken. Brother Qian Guang is coming home. Qian Guang. Go back and watch Urza beat Natsu. Qian Guang was surprised to see everyone coming together, and then smiled happily. He looked at the bearded man, but the council seems to be easily attacked. I will help you take away the gangsters. Next time, you must strengthen your defenses. Then he walked towards the crowd waiting for him without looking back, Muradjan sitting on Alfman's shoulder and waving, the funny and handsome Gray, Natsu, Urza, Lucy who had nothing to love, Levi who was looking around. This scene is not bad, so fairy tale is the best. Poor photography. After Qian Guang went to the council yesterday, newspapers from all over the world reported that the Eisenwald matter was resolved by fairy tale, and fairy tale's reputation became popular in the mainland again. Guild. Amazing Qian Guang, you did all of this. Hey, brother Qian Guang, how did you do it? What's your brand? It feels more powerful than the president. Asshole, don't compare me, how could he be better than me? The old man was quite unwilling to admit defeat, but he was really satisfied with the result. Maybe it was time to think about giving way. But he stroked his beard and fell silent again. Just wait. Under the coercion and lure of the president, Qian Guang still developed a white hair restorer, successfully replaced the color, and the president successfully changed back to his original hairstyle. But obviously he is not satisfied with the status quo, he still wants black. Qian Guang threw him a spider silk cursingly at that time. This is the source of the color of his potion. Find a black spider silk and it will be black. The president's face turned dark at that time, although he knew that Qian Guang's potions were outrageous. But why did you add spider silk in your potions? Shouldn't it be all herbs? Who knew that Qian Guang's direct answer, taught by Poliusica, left him speechless. By the way, Natsu, your duel with Urza is not over yet. Looking at Natsu wandering around the bar, Qian Guang suddenly remembered that he had bet money, and he bet that Natsu would not survive 3 tricks. Oh, yes, Urza, let's go on to the duel. The mindless Natsu ignited his fighting spirit as soon as he was reminded. Anyway, there is nothing to do now, let's fight. Urza is worried now. She is thinking why she rushed in yesterday, and now she doesn't know how the council will target us. And Jelal, Urza, who was thinking about Jelal, was upset when he was interrupted by a yell. Natsu, I was thinking about something. But who is Natsu? One of the gangsters of the guild. He rushed over with his fist raised. Who? _3. Natsu was punched in the stomach and Natsu died. Ha 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 ha. Take money. _. Qian Guang jumped directly on the table. Gray took a bag and stood beside Qian Guang. Only the 2 of them dared to bet within 3 strokes in the entire guild, and the 2 of them made a lot of money, especially Gray, who directly put all his remaining assets. This person is terrible. I don't know where his confidence comes from. Is it from Natsu? TCH. Natsu, you're so good. Stinky boy. Give me double exercise in the future. Opening parenthesis _. Old man, why are you here? Hey, you bet quite a lot. Ha. Just about to go down and teach Natsu a lesson, the president of Natsu suddenly yawned, and then everyone in the guild fell down one after another as if arranged. Even Mira and Urza were no exception, but the difference was that Mira fell into Qian Guang's arms, while Urza could only half kneel on the ground. Qian Guang knew who was coming just by looking at this posture, and silently used sleep magic. The president could still hold on, but he didn't expect to have Qian Guang's backstab, so he fell asleep like everyone else. Tap tat tat. A figure wrapped all over, carrying 5 magic wands with only 1 pair of eyes exposed appeared. Long time no see, Mistogen. Qian Guang greeted Mistogen with a smile, but the latter just nodded slightly in response. Mistogen tore off a mission statement on the bulletin board and showed it to Qian Guang. I took this, remember to tell the president. Wait, Mistogen. Qian Guang stopped him, his eyes covered by the shadow of his own hair. Have a drink. How long will Idellas be able to enter? Mistogen paused as he was about to leave, and turned back to the bar. He took the glass of wine, but didn't pull down the mask. He sensed that there was another person. It's almost half a year. How are you preparing? You may not be able to enter normally by then. Half a year, I really can't wait. Just let me know when the time comes. Qian Guang has been investigating Idellas since Lizanna left, and wanted to enter in different ways, but the Archon magic is too huge, and Qian Guang can't do it now. After that, he found Mistogen and had a friendly exchange, at least for now. He got all the news from Idellas, and Mistogen also got Qian Guang's guarantee, which can be said to be a very pleasant exchange, provided that the dark circles on Mistogen's face at that time were ignored. Well, I'll wait for you then, let's go. After speaking, he left with the wine glass and the potion that Qian Guang had just placed on the table. The moment he stepped out of the guild, everyone who had just been sleeping woke up one after another. This feeling is that guy. The magic power is still so strong. Everyone complained that it was like this every time they came, and they were too shy, and they wanted to see what they looked like. President, Mistogen's power of attorney is. Qian Guang smiled brightly. The president lowered his eyes and glanced at the bulletin board, then at Qian Guang who was smiling. HMPH, little brat, don't make trouble. Mistogen. Lucy was a little puzzled. He seemed to have heard the name only yesterday. One of the strongest candidates for fairy tale, but only the president should have seen him. The person next to her explained to her. Not necessarily, I've seen it before. An extremely arrogant and beating voice came down from the second floor. I've also seen that decadent drug seller over there. Ah, so you're still alive, yellow-haired hedgehog. Qian Guang didn't even raise his head, and continued to lie on the salted fish in his high-end armchair. What's going on? Why does it feel that the atmosphere is a bit wrong, and who is that person? Laxus is also one of the strongest candidates for fairy tale. Gray looked a little serious, and the atmosphere of the scene became serious. Mistogen is quite shy, but this salted fish has a good relationship with him, you can ask him. Qian Guang glanced at him and said nothing. This guy knew to find trouble for himself. Laxus doesn't want to fight Qian Guang right now. The old man can't fight here either. Wait for a while, he is ready for the stage. Laxus, fight me. Natsu stood up from the ground again, and when he saw Laxus who appeared, he shouted excitedly regardless of the atmosphere of the scene. Hey, you can't even beat someone like Urza, yet you dare to challenge me to a duel. Laxus, it's been a while. Qian Guang suddenly appeared behind Laxus, his eyes were a little gloomy. So, every time this unlucky child came out, he made the atmosphere very stiff. He was obviously cold but also very good before. Hey, Qian Guang, you who have been studying those things all day are sure to beat me now, I am the strongest fairy tale. Laxus didn't look back, and looked down at everyone in the guild from above. The smile on his mouth became more and more wild, and the golden lightning flashed around his body. The scene suddenly fell silent, and everyone else looked at Laxus angrily, but Natsu didn't think so much. Laxus. He waved the flames directly and wanted to rush to the second floor. Boom. But it was hammered to the floor by the president at the bar. I will absolutely not allow you to go up to the second floor, you are not qualified enough, and Laxus is enough, you will fight and fight as soon as you come back. Hey, the strongest in fairy tale must be mine. Qian Guang, I've already set up the stage, and it's time for a showdown. That's not the old fight. Only then did Laxus turn around and walk towards Qian Guang, leaving a word in his ear before leaving. Qian Guang involuntarily appeared in the shadow of Sharingan, with a smile on the corner of his mouth, which is really exciting. It's true that we haven't fought for a long time, Laxus, don't let me down. Night. Qian Guang went to Poliusica's tonight. He heard that he was going to study some potion against demons. Guild, did the president just say that you can't go up to the second floor? Why? Lucy was a little puzzled. Is there something extraordinary on the second floor? It's too early for Lucy. In fact, there is a bulletin board on the second floor, but the tasks on it are extremely difficult tasks at S level. This can only be accepted by S-class mages who are qualified by the president. Currently there are only 6 people who have this qualification, including Urza, Mistogen, Laxus, and Qian Guang. Hey, Qian Guang too. She is not familiar with the others, but she is very familiar with Qian Guang who often invades illegally. He is S-class. Can't tell, he became an S-class earlier than Urza, and he has fought with Laxus since he was a child. Although they don't deal with each other, they actually have a very good relationship. Mira seemed to think of the past fun, and spoke a little more briskly. Lucy was thinking about it on the way home, but she didn't expect that Qian Guang was also an S rank. He really can't be judged by his appearance, so who are the other two? Lucy drew a picture in her mind, and shamelessly ranked herself below S level, Kana, and above Alfman. I really don't know what she looked like when she knew Alfman punched a child in the future. What? Why are you here? Hey, Lucy, let's do the mission together. The next morning, the guild. It's not good, President. The assignment letter on the second floor is missing. Puff. Asshole. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.